On this episode of the DTVC podcast, we've got Ty from Comeuppance on, and we'll be looking at Fortress Sniper's Eye, Bruce Willis flick, and then we'll be looking at Last Kumite, that crowdsourced actioner fight movie with Matthias Hughes, Billy Plank, Cynthia Rothrock, and a whole host of others. So stay tuned for that. Also, our spotlight on fight, Land of the Free, the fight at the end between Jeff Speakman and William Shatner. And then I've got some other podcasts scheduled, so once we get those recorded in the can, I'll start mentioning them here in the cold open as well. But for right now, they're just scheduled. But once we get them recorded, I'll definitely let you know what's up. But definitely got some guest lineup that should be really fun. Guests and movies that I think everybody's going to want to check out. So definitely stay tuned for that. And then DTVC Extra, I did finally record that episode on the Sony Spider-Verse without Spider-Man. So hope to have that probably end of the week sometime. So keep an eye out for that. Probably won't do any social on that. So if you're subscribed, you'll see it. Otherwise, you may miss it, which may not be the worst thing. I think I did an okay job with it, but it was an interesting one. It was fun. It was fun to talk about those movies. So definitely keep an eye out for that. Yeah, and then on the site, we're going to be looking at a movie called Relentless, starring Lauren Shaw, who is a fight coordinator, stunt coordinator in the business, who she was the stunt double for, and I think stunt coordinator for It Ends With Us, the Blake Lively film, which has been in the news a lot lately. So I don't know if that's where I caught her name from, but I was looking to see like what she had done, and I saw that she had done this Relentless movie, which also has Sydney Sweeney in an early role from 2018. So keep an eye out for that. That'll be coming up this weekend here. And then next week, looking to do Pure Danger, PM flick with C. Thomas Howe as we start the month of April off. So look out for that as well. And that is it for the cold open. Can you believe it? We're like 2 minutes in here. So before we start the episode, of course, as always, my books, definitely check them out. The link to my author's page is in the podcast description. My newest book, Nadia and Aiden, is available on Kindle, Kindle Unlimited, and paperback. You can check that out in the podcast description as well. But yeah, without any further ado, as Shakespeare said, he said much ado about nothing. I guess he wasn't so much worried about further ado. But anyway, we'll have John Cross from After Movie Diner and Miscellaneous Plumbing Fixtures playing our theme song. And when we come back, Ty will be on and we'll be looking at Fortress Sniper's Eye. All right. Welcome back to the DTVC podcast. As always, this is Matt here, and I am joined once again for his monthly spot on the pod, Ty from Comeuppance. Welcome back.
Hey, nice to be back on. Time for some wacky stuff to talk about and maybe some impressions.
Yeah.
We can start. Always Dolph,
Right, exactly. Yeah. I had a bit of
I'll screw it up. I'll screw up the quotes. It's like dying's easy. Rock and roll is hard. Okay. I was thinking about that one today.
We haven't seen Dolph hasn't had anything come out in a while. I don't know what the deal is with Dolph.
Yeah, what's going on? Wanted Man, still need to watch that. I still need to watch Legendary. I never got around to that.
Oh, Legendary is one that I will warn you, I didn't care for that one at all. But I think you need to watch it because it's Adkins and Lundgren. So
yeah, I just fell off my radar. I should have watched it years ago.
Yeah. It's a shame because it does. He has another one called Hellfire that's in post production, and it's just kind of sitting there in post production.
Oh, and there's some other movie that should come out soon besides Desert Dawn, which now has a rating and should be coming out soon.
Nice.
Is The Wrecker? Have you heard of this? It has Harvey Keitel.
Oh yes.
It's like okay. I think maybe Tyrese.
Right. Yes, I think you're right.
Really, just like he's just waiting around for that Fast and Furious check. He'll do anything.
Right. So. Yes, exactly.
What do we call it? Oinkers or oinky? Or pig monster? What's it called?
Which one was called? That? The skeleton one?
Oh
Or
no, well that was what was that called? I forgot now. Skeleton was
Skeleton.
hilarious.
Yeah, right.
Skullet. There we go. Why was
Right.
Bloodline Killer, right?
Bloodline Killer. That's what that was called. That's
But
right.
some other movie, right? Oh, and then Stars. We're kind of jumping right into this thing. Stars had that Ray Liotta Tyrese thing for free, but I just couldn't get to it in time.
Yeah, yeah. I know that was the thing. So yeah, for people listening,
Yeah.
recently Comcast did a free week of Stars, and and so we were trying to catch up on some of those like those movies that end up in Stars purgatory. So
I love
I
that.
did get The Island in. I didn't. I ended up watching some of the um, what was it? Venom. Let There Be Carnage, because I ended up doing that whole like Sony Spider-Verse thing. So I watched those, and then I finally did Spider-Man No Way Home. Is that what it was called? The one that came out in 2021 that where it
Who's
had
in
all
that?
the Spider-Men in it?
Is that with Jake Gyllenhaal's?
No, that's the one after the Gyllenhaal. Though Gyllenhaal does appear in like some archive footage at the beginning of the movie.
I saw the one with Michael Keaton, and that's the one. That's the last one I watched.
Okay, yeah. So it's two
So,
from that one. Yeah.
oh, okay. I'm
Um,
a little behind then.
yeah. For some reason, it's only on. I guess because of the Sony distribution thing. Sony doesn't really have a distribution deal. Like, they don't have their own streaming channel like the other major movie companies, and so I guess that one they put on Stars.
Mhm.
Same with Venom, Let There Be Carnage. But then I think everything else now is starting to go to Netflix. So like Madam Web went to Netflix.
Oh, man,
Um,
Web, the
yeah,
classic.
Craven's going there. Right, exactly. They're
Craven's
all
going
going.
to Netflix. Is Craven going to Netflix? Because I hear
Yeah,
it's very weird.
yeah. So March 14th.
Is
Yeah,
it?
like again, I think Craven is one when I watch that one. You know what the thing is, and I think for us, right, we with these two movie episodes that we do, we watch
Yeah,
some real stinkers, right? We watch
yeah.
some real rough movies. And I think for a lot of the viewing public, they don't know what a bad movie really is. Like if you
That's
haven't
true.
seen Agent Recon, with uh what's his
What
Chuck Norris with a blank look on
Chuck
his face.
Norris? Yeah.
Right, exactly. He's walking around with a blank look on his face, firing a
Right.
Gatling gun, or some of the other ones. I mean, what was Operation Black Operation?
Oh yeah.
It's like,
Chicago or
right,
what's her name?
right, yeah. So
Cyborg, Chris Cyborg.
Chris Cyborg, right? Where yeah, I mean that was great. The fight scene between Chris Cyborg and Tito Ortiz was just them trying to grapple each other. That's all it was.
And
Was yeah,
what's the best part about that movie? There's no sound in it. It's so hilarious. Like, you forgot to put sound in your movie.
right,
I
exactly,
still laugh at it almost every day. It's almost like Connor Connolly from A Day to Die.
exactly,
Here comes the bingo
exactly.
card, everyone. Break it out. Could Wysot be mentioned next? We'll see.
Right,
But like,
right, exactly. Yes. Well, the other thing too with Operation Black Operation was that you get that moment where they're like there's two people that are like eating at what's supposed to be a cafe, but it's really just somebody's house, and they're on the porch, on the front porch
I
of the
do
house.
remember that. Yeah.
And there's like this casual like, oh, by the way, you're a CIA agent. Which was one of the greatest lines I think ever. I mean, they didn't say it exactly like that, but it was
And,
essentially said like that.
and that was the movie with like those like teenage girls like yeah, I'm like in like the CIA and like stuff.
Exactly right. When they're
That was
eating it, they're like supposed to be at a cafe, and it's really just somebody's front porch, and it's just like, yeah, sort of just randomly
funny.
drop like, oh, by the way, I'm a CIA agent. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
funny. People need to watch that one because it's like, okay, now people think Madam Web is a masterpiece compared to that one. It's like, which I think Madam Web is fantastic.
yes,
Um,
yeah.
I'll never not defend Madam Web. It's really not that bad. Come on.
No, and I mean, Darren Prescott was the action director on that. And he's worked on like John Wick.
Yeah, so
You
there's
know,
something to it. I mean, yes,
yeah,
it's very silly. And why does she like become blind while falling in the water? No spoilers, I guess, but there's a spoiler. But it's
right.
like, you're blind now? It's like,
I think there was like a flaming ball that hit her in the face.
oh, okay. They really
Yeah, when
kind
I
of.
saw, but it's a blink and you miss it scene. So
That's
if
what I blinked. I must have blinked like, oh,
yeah,
well, the
yeah,
movie's so ridiculous. Like, all right,
right, exactly, well, exactly. What's the thing too?
don't
It's
be
not like
dumb.
you're
Don't do dumb things. Like, why
right.
was Dakota Johnson not? I guess the Razzie Awards nominated and made it the best or worst picture. I think it's the best picture in
Yeah,
2024. I really do. There's something about that movie. And Brett liked it, and most people like it if you actually sit down and watch it. Um, wait, so what? So you've been watching those? I snuck in the Crow remake, which I think we talked about in the last pod.
oh, and yes, on your pod. So
Yeah,
recently, I was a guest on your
Yes.
pod with Brett, and we did kind of a hangout episode, and that was one that came up, which I do need to make a correction on it because I was saying that Scott
Oh,
Murphy from All 90s Action had seen the Crow remake, but actually no, he hadn't. He was talking about the Roadhouse one. He's never seen the Crow one, but yeah.
you
So
press play on the road. Oh, sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
oh no, I was gonna say so somebody said that that was a fun pizza and beer movie though. I just don't remember who it is now. The new Crow remake. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I like I said, I like the Crow remake. I think people should watch it. Just I know. They should have called it Revenge of the Raven, as I say. But just like I gave it a shot, and it really wasn't that. And there was a couple crazy moments in it that you can't. Well, back in the old days, you couldn't get away with it.
Right.
I mean, you
Yeah.
couldn't get away with some of the violence in that movie. I mean, like they got away with a lot.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what has John Wick wrought? So it's just like John Wick like helps out the Crow in a way, the way it's shot and filmed,
Mm-hmm.
the way it has action. It's like, oh, it's like John Wick. So the Crow is like John Wick or Mr. Crow or Eric Draven.
Right. Exactly.
Well, we all know the best Eric Draven, and his name is Edward Furlong in The Crow, Wicked
Yes.
Prayer,
Yes.
and Dennis Hopper and Macy Gray.
Yeah.
And
David Boreanaz, or is that?
yep, he's the
what,
best. I've been
I think what I
watching.
call. I was gonna
Go
say, I
ahead,
think in my
sorry.
review I called him David blah 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 or something like that because I didn't know how to say his
Let me
name.
reread your review.
Yes.
Yeah, I had a weird, like, kind of this like almost personal material, but yeah, I had a quick. I did some quick money transfer at my bank.
Oh
Hopefully
yeah.
didn't script the website. I haven't checked my website lately.
Oh right.
I'm assuming it's fine, but I paid for it for the next 7 years.
Oh
like,
yeah.
3 years ago, so I think it's fine.
Oh, for Comeuppance, the Comeuppance.
Yeah, ComeuppanceReviews.net.
Yeah.
I said I'm hoping it's fine. I
Well,
just don't check on it because we don't post as much because we're out of movies, man.
yeah, well, because that's what happened to my site with DTV Connoisseur. It was Matt Movie Guy, and
Oh yeah,
I was on that hiatus period where I wasn't really I wasn't really posting anything, and I had the domain set up as an automatic withdrawal from my debit card, but the debit card expired and I hadn't updated the information, so they tried to hit the account twice. Decided, okay, that card's not working. They tried to email me, and of course I wasn't reading my old email account, my DTV Connoisseur Yahoo account. I wasn't reading that, and so I lost it. So like the entire site, like all the links that I have, I still have maybe like, I don't know. There's still some posts from the 2010s that have bad links on them because some company got a hold of the Matt Movie Guy thing and just put spam on it. So it's like if you click on those links, you get like a whole bunch of pages in Chinese and stuff. It's not good.
yeah,
So
I had that happen a couple of years ago. I just like internet did this whole overhaul and like,
yeah,
well, because I used to be paying via Google Wallet,
right.
and then I had a deal with Google Wallet, and then I guess I don't know what happened. And then it had to, now it used to be .com. There was .com. Now it's .net because .com went away.
Right.
And then sometimes I get emails from GoDaddy saying, Comeuppance Reviews.web is available. Like I have .net.
Right,
You
exactly.
annoy me enough. It's like in a nice way.
Right.
And it's like, okay. It's so exciting. But yes, I watched The Crow. I actually was watching The Specialist. I rewatched. Well, I didn't finish it yet. The Stallone movie.
Oh, right. Yes. Yeah.
The movie's hilarious. I'm only 15 minutes in, but you got James Woods. He's like yelling at Stallone. He's yelling at Aaron Roberts. It's hilarious.
Yes.
People need to watch The Specialist again. Maybe I'm really just softening my older age.
No.
These Stallone movies. There's something about James Woods in that movie stealing everything.
Yeah. No, there's something about those. I haven't seen that movie in forever. And I think that's part of it is that
watch it.
when you watch it when it's new, there's no nostalgia factor, right? Because it's new.
It's new movies. Like, oh, this movie's dumb. This Stallone movie's dumb. But if you watch it now, almost 30 years later, like, hey, it's pretty good.
Right. Exactly.
It's hilarious. It's just like he's like yelling at Eric Roberts, like, I can't do a James Woods impression. I wish I could. But it's like I don't work for tips. This lady works for tips and throws like $5,000 in this waitress's plate, and then steals it back. It's like that's such a James Woods moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
I took a picture. I'll have to send it to you. James Woods and Eric Roberts in the same shot. It's like, what a dream team.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, that James Woods was the one thing really missing from the Expendables movie as part of the baddie team.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to see James Woods versus James Spader in a movie.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I know they're getting old, and James Woods gets, a little, say, controversial nowadays. But James Spader, he's hanging around. Well, maybe taking a break from Blacklist. Which you got to watch the last. I don't know if you ever watched the Blacklist.
No, my friend did. And he was telling me I should watch it. I never really got around to it.
Well, here's the thing. It falls off, but a lot. But Spader kind of definitely kept it afloat because it's Spader and he's weird. He's weird in it. And you got to see the ending. It's like, that is so Spader. I bet Spader thought of this. I won't give it away. It's like, he thought of this. He's nuts. But yeah, Sessions, I only got about 15 minutes in, but in that 15 minutes, I was cracking up. I mean, like, it was hilarious. Like, Ned. His name is Ned Trent.
What's it?
Ned. And then Ned calls Stallone Raymond. You know, his name is Ray Quick. You know, it's like Raymond. It's like Raymond Quick. That's like what a joke we would say.
Yeah.
And Sharon Stone's hanging around. But like, I'll finish it up this week. So what else did I watch? I did watch what's it called? A Maria Ford movie, which is I like to play games too, which one is erotic thrillers.
Oh yeah, how was that?
Good. Actually wasn't that bad. I'll be posting it soon on Instagram and with a video, not of anything adult oriented. I'll get in trouble. But there's a part where there's like this weird freeze where Maria Ford's talking. And it's like, wait, no. So I rewound it and then I took a video. It's like, he is after us. It's like, interesting. So that was really odd. So I watched that, and I also watched Hospital Massacre. Ever seen that one?
No, I don't think so.
Barbie Benton, let's go back to the old half Playboy days, I guess. She's hanging around. She's like, it's set in one location. It's like a slasher. It's a slasher movie in the hospital. It's directed by people who work New Image.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Boaz Davidson.
Yep.
So,
what's the other one? What? Avi Marti or
Avi Lerner or
Avi
Danny
Lerner.
Denmark.
That's it. Yes.
I love it. I love Danny Denmark. It sounds like a robot to me.
Right, exactly.
I watch anything else? No, I'm still watching Wise Guy. If I mentioned that on your pod before,
I don't think so.
It's what's his name? Well, it's Jonathan Banks, an early role, and Ken Wall. There we go. It's from Stephen J. Cannell. So
that Wise Guy. Why was I? For some reason, when you said Wise Guy, for some reason I was just thinking it was like a mob show or something.
Well,
the Ken Wall show though. I remember the Ken Wall show. Yeah, Kevin.
It takes its sweet time because every episode's 49 minutes, and in this kind of mini run of episodes, you have Stanley Tucci and Jerry Lewis.
Oh, nice.
And he's like a clothes designer with Ron Silver as his son. It's all very slow going and ridiculous.
Yeah.
But so slow.
Yeah. I haven't seen that in forever. I'll have to check that.
It's on the streamers, I think.
Yeah. Wow.
But wow. You can only watch like one episode a day. I mean, it takes me forever to finish this program. Like,
right, yes.
I'm still watching it. I've been watching it since late 2024. I'm still watching it. It's gonna take me all year.
Yeah, I can imagine. I don't. I remember being on the air. I remember being on TV, and I haven't seen it in forever.
Can I try to remember? Stephen J. Cannell. He's always causing. Wait, he didn't make the commission. I'm thinking of someone else, right?
I don't think he did. I don't know if he made the commission. It's a good question.
The commission is on TV. And I was looking up Ernest Borgnine the other day, like you do.
Right.
And he was on an episode of Commission. I thought he plays like I thought he was supposed to be evil, like an evil bad guy, but no, he's just like a nice old, kindly old man guy. He just doesn't like Japanese people from World War II.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the episode, and it was okay. Actually, there was one part that was actually kind of cool, almost like The Shield.
Yeah.
So like this show is almost good. The Commish. It's just like it's like every time I try to watch the Commish, like this is almost worth watching, but it never gets there.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he did do the commish. That's him too. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, he did. Okay, no wonder.
Yeah.
So it's like, I want to support the commish. It's like every time I watch it, hey, good idea. Oh, it fell off.
Yeah.
It's like you can't beat the Shield, and that's what Michael Chiklis' issue. Well, except for what's that called? 10 Minutes Gone. That does work, right? Him and Bruce Willis.
Right. Yeah. So we haven't seen that one yet. I got to do that one.
You haven't watched that one?
No, I haven't.
It's hilarious. Well, not hilarious, but the cover's hilarious because you just have Bruce Willis. He's bald. he's bald.
Right.
They look exactly the same. It's like, who's who?
Yeah, I've been beating. I mean, it's there. I don't know if it's on any streamers right now, but it seems
Oh,
like it just
okay.
pops up a lot. And I haven't gotten to it yet.
Gotta get to
Which
that.
doesn't make any sense. It's only a 90-minute. Yeah, it's on all the streamers. It's on Peacock. It's on
Oh,
Plex.
okay. So it's hanging around.
Yeah, I
Because
mean, that could be another Willis one we do in the near future.
I don't mind rewatching it. It's just, and also I also yeah, I also like Marauders. These Bruce Willis
Yes,
things.
right. Yeah.
Something about no, I think I said it right this time. But that was a good. Well, I'm looking at this stuff on IMDb now. The ones we watched. Like Wrong Place and out of Poor Detective Night. Poor Detective.
Right, exactly.
Oh dear. But it's just kind of funny. You got Michael Chiklis. He's like carrying the whole thing. Bruce Willis hanging around, but it's like, and which is a really good segue to talk about Fortress 2. Oh wait, what are we talking about? Fortress 2 and
Yes, we're going to be doing
yeah,
Fortress Sniper's Eye, or
yep,
Fortress 2, whatever they want to call it. And then we're going to do Last Kumite, also known as Last Kumite.
Kumite. I never.
Yeah. but, uh, but but yeah, we'll do some Last Kumite, and then our spotlight on a fight is the end fight scene in is it Land of the Free? I keep getting the name wrong, but
Yeah, Land of the Free. It's
Land of the
Jeff
Free
Speakman, Will Shatner, and
and
Jeffrey
Jeff
Speakman.
Speakman.
So
Yeah, so
Will Shatner.
that's
People call him Will.
right. It's again, it's one of those situations where you're like, you see that Speakman's in the movie with William Shatner, and you're like, is he going to fight him? And then when it happens, you just can't, like of all the things that PM pulled off,
Mhm.
uh, this is like it's like a sneaky one of their best, I think, right?
I think so. Because
Yeah,
what's so funny about the movie? Because I watched the fight and a little bit more of the movie online.
yeah.
'Cause I couldn't find my DVD in time to rewatch the whole movie.
Oh yeah, because it is
But
on Tubi.
it's on Tubi. Oh, it's on
Yeah,
Tubi.
yeah,
Oh, okay. People should watch Land of the Free because what's so funny about that movie is that there's the patriotic music the whole time.
right.
I I remember buying the DVD. It was fairly expensive.
Hmm.
I think someone was trying to goof me on Amazon back in the day. That's how long ago I've had it. That's gonna be a funny fight to talk about because I was laughing my head off on that one.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree. I agree. It'll be a good one. So yeah, well, do you want to get stuck in here on Fortress Sniper's Eye?
Yeah. So Fortress Sniper's Eye. Yes. If you can
Yeah.
run on the plot, go right ahead.
Well, so when we left Fortress Sniper's Eye, we
Yeah.
had Chad
Let's
Michael
talk about
Murray.
Sniper. Not
Or
Fortress.
sorry, just Fortress, just plain old Fortress. When we last left Fortress, we had Chad Michael Murray in a really fantastic vest, chewing up a lot of scenery as a baddie, but we thought, been killed off by Bruce Willis, and then everybody lived happily ever after. Turned out not so. But there was also a loose end from Fortress where we found out that Chad Michael Murray's wife was being held hostage by some Russian gangsters. So the film starts with Bruce Willis saving the wife and bringing her back to that like location that they have off in the distance, or whatever that place for retired CIA people, where the previous
Right.
film took place. Now
Right.
they're
That's
decommissioning it.
yeah.
Yeah, they're decommissioning it, so everybody's leaving. There's not a lot of security there, and then the character of Kate, who has a thing with Jesse Metcalf's character, so she's played by Kelly Grayson. Her sister and mother come, and her mother is played by Welker White, who you might know as Lois from Goodfellas. Remember that she couldn't fly without her hat, right? So Leota's
That
like,
was the one about the mink coat. It's like get the mink coat off. Get the mink coat off.
oh no, that was Johnny Roast Beef's girlfriend, I think, right?
That's hilarious. Yeah.
Yes, that's a great one too. Yeah, you see, like Leota, right? He's like, I gotta go to Far Rockaway to take you your fucking hat. It's like,
The movie's actually almost a comedy. Good
it
film.
is.
This
Yeah,
close.
yeah. There's so much in that movie that's it's just so absolutely amazing. But yeah, so we've got Lois. There's the mom, and so as they're kind of like showing them around and stuff, we find out that the wife, that Chad Michael Murray's wife, she sold everybody out, and Chad Michael Murray is back with a group of gangsters, and he's held everybody hostage, and he wants his money back. So he's got like Kate, captures her, and he's got her in another location where he might torture her if Jesse Metcalf doesn't do his bidding. Jesse Metcalf is like starting to help out just because he wants to, save his life. Bruce Willis is tied to a chair, so this is one of the many later Willis films where he spends a good chunk of the film tied to a chair. Eventually, our heroes start to turn the tides on these baddies, and eventually they succeed and they win. And that's the movie pretty much, right? With just a bunch of crap happening in between.
Well, here's the breaking news.
Right.
Yeah, Michael Murray does not have the evil vest again, which I was very disappointed.
Mhm.
That hurt the movie
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah.
It's like, where's my vest?
Right. Exactly. I mean, overall, his character was not written as much of a fun baddie as the previous
No.
movie.
The movie looks like it was like, remember, these Roger Corman movies where they said they're shot like on like not shoestring budgets, but like on those like the way you film movies, like on cuts of film. You know what I'm talking about?
Right. Yes. Yeah.
That's what the movie felt like. It's like just a bunch of nothing, and then they somehow made a movie. This is a bunch of nothing. My goodness.
Yeah. Well,
So I was like,
right. It's not quite as bad as what was it? Was it the Swordsman and then Gladiator Cop? That's like the
oh
sequel to the
yeah,
Swords, right? With where they don't shoot any footage with Lorenzo Lamas, but they just use old footage from the movie and then just cut in like a stunt double wearing a mask. Uh,
yeah. You got James Hong kind of smushed in there. It's like
right.
4% footage.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That's about it for that one. This one almost feels like that's 4% new footage. It was just like I was watching like this is just sad. It's
Yeah.
just like I was like I didn't hate it because you can't really hate the movie, but it's disappointing and sad to watch because there's just nothing there.
Right.
Especially Bruce, you just feel bad for him.
But
Just
it is
watching him in a bed the whole time.
right, right,
For
exactly. Oh,
most
that's
of the time.
right. That's right. He gets shot trying to rescue the Chad Michael Murray's wife. So he's in a bed for part of it, and so he spends roughly what 2/3 of the movie
Two
either
thirds in a
in
bed.
a bed or tied to a chair.
Yeah. It's like it's just sad to watch. He doesn't really do anything. I mean, at least in like Wire Room, he left to go to that fake bar. I mean, like
Exactly. Yes.
he couldn't even get up in this one.
Yeah.
That was the
No.
worst bar I've ever seen in a movie, but it was funny.
Right. Yeah. For people who, if you haven't gone
Yeah.
back, I can't remember what number episode it is, but
Oh, I don't.
when we did Wire Room, there's a scene where Bruce Willis is supposed to be at a bar, and it's essentially just like a room, like leading like a hallway in a basement with a neon sign.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's low rent. Come on,
Yeah.
it's like that's more low rent than like the Room or something like that. At least, well, I don't think Tommy Wiseau even did that. It's
No.
like
No.
or
No.
uh, what's that movie? Get Even. Champagne and Bullets. You've seen that movie, right? It's
No, I've been meaning to see that. I just read you guys' review because
oh,
it came up. I was looking up for Wings Hauser movies, and I saw that
that
that one was on the streamers, and it is probably like one of the biggest gaps on my
oh
on
wow,
my site that I don't have that one reviewed yet.
yeah, it's funny. There's three versions of the movie.
Right?
If you can either watch the Champagne and Bullets one or Get Even, that's fine.
I think it's the champagne. It says Champagne and Bullets on Tubi.
Oh, okay, then I think it's a longer version, and the movie's very ridiculous. But there's a part that's so funny, I like rewound it towards the end.
Yeah.
You gotta see it because the guy is so funny, the main guy.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember his name right now on top of my head, but I should know this, but brain doesn't work today. Yeah. So something else happened. We have some notes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Why
Not
don't we
much.
dig in on your notes? Yeah, because
Not much in the Natalie Byrne department. My
no.
almost semi friend on
Yeah.
Instagram, Natalie Byrne.
Yeah.
Everyone just has wooden acting and flat affect, includes Jesse Bradford
Mhm.
Metcalf, as I call him. Is he John Tucker Must Die? No, he's not. Right?
No, I haven't seen that one, but I know the movie. I know it. I think.
I think it's not that bad.
Yeah.
I watched it about 2 months ago, and it was actually really pretty watchable.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, not much. Here's what I have in my notes. This is what it says. Not much going on. That's in my notes. But there was a funny fake Jared Leto dude.
Yes. Yeah.
I liked him. And also there was a password, and the password was named Ashcroft.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, wait, John Ashcroft. That guy, he was like a villain, or he was an evil villain back in the George Bush days, wasn't he?
I think
John
so. Yeah, you're
Ashcroft.
right. John Ashcroft. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's one of the bad neocons. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they're like John Ashcroft. It jumps back. Okay, Zelensky, get out of my White House. Very topical. Did you see that? Because not much is going on in this movie. So what's in the news? Zelensky in the White House. It's like
Right, right. Oh, that was man. Yeah, we're just It's there's no shame. Yeah, that's one of the things. It's almost like the Trump White House has become like a bonded media capital movie version, and we're kind of like stuck. The only problem is we're stuck with it, right? As humans living in it. But it's almost like it's like it's that absurd at this point. It is. It's almost like what is it? The Strong, is that what their names are? The Strong brothers or the Large brothers.
the
Um,
Large Brothers.
Corey Large, is that Corey
Oh,
Large? Is
Corey
that
Large. Yes, yes.
Does he have a brother? Doesn't he have a brother? Or maybe not. Maybe
He
it's just
does.
Corey Large.
I think he does. And they're making a movie with our buddy Aaron Eckhart right now. Soon to be on the pod with once Classified hits the streamers.
Yeah, yeah. It's like they're writing our current existence. Yeah, it's
so it's kind of funny. So I can picture that. So let's picture that for a second. So you see the bonded media capital before Trump is elected.
right.
Here it comes.
Yes, exactly. Right. Yeah, like CNN and MSNBC and all of them, they should have when they did their coverage of the election night, they should have just had bonded media capital and 5 or 6 other production company
Yes.
animations before they started their coverage. Yeah, that's what it
I'm
should
surprised
be.
they haven't done that. That's a great idea.
Because
That's
Comcast, as far as I know, Comcast they spun off their cable networks and they just want to let them die on the vine with MSNBC. It would be hilarious if they sold MSNBC, they had it funded by bonded media capital. So every time Rachel Maddow or something like that is on, you get the bonded media capital animation before her show starts.
Please, I love that animation. I don't know why, because something quality is going to be on screen, and quality and maybe in quotes.
Right.
But it's
right. You know that not looking at your phone to see what's on IMDb is that it's at this stage you can get away with it.
Because here's the thing: this movie Fortress 2 Sniper's Eye is a phone movie. Now I watched the whole movie.
Yeah, same.
I sometimes maybe Toon Blast was calling.
Right. Right. Exactly. Yes.
Because there's really not much going on, but then you have to look up for the bonded media capital.
Yeah. Yeah. My case, it's Marvel Puzzle Quest. That's the match 3 game that I play, and so and the way the game is set up is you're supposed to clear certain nodes or whatever in the game at certain times. So sometimes it's it's time for me to do my clears and stuff. And normally I would just skip it if I'm doing something important. But it's I think I can do some match 3 while I'm watching this movie.
That's what it felt like watching this movie, because I wish there was something going on, because the first one was a surprise hit.
Yes. Yeah.
So I thought, part 2, you got your Evil Vest probably back. Yeah. Probably is pretty watchable.
Yeah.
It's complete opposite, really.
No. And it's interesting too that there's 2 different directors for this. So the first movie had James Cullen Brezak, and then this one has a new director, Josh Sternfeld. And it's weird because these 2 movies were shot at the same time. I'm assuming, at least, right? So yeah, well, why didn't they have the same director for both movies? And this director, he hasn't done much. He's only done a few other feature films. He hasn't done anything since this. So I don't know if maybe he's someone who generally doesn't do movies, or at this point, this would have been his 3rd film that he directed, his 3rd feature length film, and his first one since 2022. So I wonder if he's someone who doesn't usually direct, and maybe something happened with James Cullen Brezak where he was just I can't keep doing this. This movie.
I mean, because he making what's that movie with Van Damme? Dr. Saman.
Dr. Saman, exactly. Right. Well, because what is this? This one's 2022. I was going to say, because he did. It's right. Dr. Saman was 2024. So that could be.
Do the impression of Van Damme, or I can't say.
Oh, can you do? Yeah. Do you want to? Yeah.
Oh, I already did it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I'm like, maybe you could do it.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I've got a good Van Damme's one I've got to probably work on a little bit more, because you've got always a good one with with the Street Fighter. I don't play bison.
Oh, I don't play bison. I just thinking about it. I don't play bison. And he did that flexing. Street Fighter is a great movie.
Yes.
Well, not really, but it's great. So it's go ahead.
I was gonna say it's another. So it was that period of time in the 90s where Hollywood just didn't know how to make comic book adaptations for whatever reason. Video games. They couldn't do either, right?
Brothers is a weird movie. I mean,
yeah.
I need to rewatch it myself. I found a copy where it has the work print
Right.
of Super Mario Brothers. It's like the movie wasn't great enough, but now it's a work print. I think it has 15 more minutes of classic Mario, and Luigi Mario footage. Do you ever see that interview with Bob Hoskins? I think I mentioned this all the time.
I don't know. I don't know if
You can look this up. You just type in
yeah.
Bob Hoskins Super Mario Brothers interview. So
Yeah.
every question, he's like, "What movie are you least proud of?" Super Mario Brothers. Which movie you want to take off your filmography? Super Mario Brothers. And it's like it's every answer Super Mario Brothers.
That's awesome.
Like it's hilarious. And of course, he doesn't talk about Den of Lions. That's his best work. Him and Stephen Dorff in New Image. Why did he talk about that? Because I was looking up. This sounds kind of random, but I was looking. Gene Hackman, as he passed away, and it made me think, oh, what's going on with French Connection? I remember that was like censored for like some language issues.
Oh, was
and
it?
then it popped. Well, they censored some of the racist language.
Oh, right. Okay.
On the Criterion Channel a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started typing it. I was like, oh yeah, what happened with that? So the William Friedkin Reddit post popped up on Google. And Friedkin, he didn't talk about anything about The Hunted.
Right.
It's like, or anything. It's like, no one asked them. Like, I thought these Reddit people are weird.
Yeah.
You ever read these Reddit things?
It's yeah. Reddit is a bonkers kind of place where sometimes you get good information or you get like good conversation, but for the most part, you get these bonkers people on there who say the most bonkers things about whatever the topic is, but they'll say it with this like level of conviction that's like
I know
they're so certain with what they're saying that is so bonkers is true, and you're just like, but then there's always the people that have to respond to them too, and it's like, man, I just came in here to see write about like if anybody else had noticed this issue with transit, and now I'm just
exactly.
I'm knee deep in this bonkers thread here, and I just need to get out of here.
Well, that's just so funny because when I stumbled upon the William Friedkin thing, when this guy asked this, Friedkin never answered it because I think he only answered a certain amount of questions.
Right. Yeah.
But this guy said, "I see you like filming chases. Do chases really help you with your filmmaking skills? Chases, like, okay, what kind of question is that? It's like, so you like car chases and other chases and more chases? Like, that's not a question. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's like, but it's weird. Oh yeah, Gene Hackman. The thing about Gene Hackman is, I was gonna rewatch Runaway Jury. You ever see that movie?
No, I haven't seen that one. That one's.
You gotta watch the trailer.
Yeah.
It's like 2003 in a nutshell. Did you got your? If you know the plot.
Yeah.
Gene Hackman's like kind of an evil lawyer trying to rig a jury in a courtroom.
Mm-hmm.
So he tries to rig all the jurors. That's the plot, not a spoiler.
Yeah.
So in the trailer, he's yelling, and it's great. It's like, you're losing me, my jury. I can't do Gene Hackman impression, but he's so great yelling. You got Jeremy Piven hanging around, and John Cusack, and Rachel Weisz. Is that how you say her name?
Oh yes, yeah.
So the W is a V, huh?
Well, in German, that's how it's pronounced. Yeah, the V, the W is a V. So, like for example, World Wide Web, we say www. They say vey. That's So almost like
what was bay.
Exactly, that's what I was gonna say.
What was that show? A Real Chance of Love.
Real Chance of Love. Exactly, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, bay. vey.
I love bay. There's 20 bays, but you gotta love it.
Yeah, exactly.
What a great show.
Yeah.
We don't do those anymore.
No. I think so the last remaining vestige, which I never watched the show. I probably should because it does seem like it works in that vein. Is the Real World Road Rules Challenge, right? That still exists.
CT's still on.
Yeah, so I think CT's still on. Yeah, I was talking with my wife Jen about because Mario Lopez, he does, what is it, Access Hollywood, and his co-star on that is Kit, who was on I believe the first season of Road Rules. And so we were trying to guess like what her age would be based on when that was. And I was saying how Mark was also on the first season of Road Rules, and I remember that he was supposed to go. He auditioned to take over to fill Puck's spot on the third Real World when they kicked Puck out. Mark was one of the auditioners, and they didn't pick him. They picked this Australian woman who I can't remember her name. Joe, I think her name was Joe, but she was like vegan hiker, all that stuff. But Mark ended up being on that first season of Road Rules, and I remember as the show when they started doing the challenges, he would be there with he'd be like in his mid to late 30s, and there'd be all these kids in their 20s, and he'd be like partying with them and hooking up with them and stuff like that. I think he dated some of them even. It was kind of a trip just seeing him hang on to this real. But now they're all the age that Mark was at that time. CT is definitely that old.
That's amazing. I mean, you have an amazing memory for this program.
Well, but I haven't watched it in forever. I haven't watched anything the ones that that guy Mark would have been on. They would have been the late 2000s. It would have been I'm trying to think I don't even know if CT would have been on those ones yet. I guess he would have, because I remember Ace was on one of them. So if Ace was on them, then definitely you get, because they were the same Real World season, the Paris season.
Because what's the thing about these MTV shows back in the late 2000s, which is you had Date My Mom, you had Next. I never watched Silent Library, but I hear a lot about it. But I remember Next, because I'll watch any Next episode because it's so terribly terrible.
Yes,
and but it's funny because I don't know who the writers are of the show. It's what they get these crazy 20-year-olds to say these insane things, and they're all stupid.
Yes,
and it's I don't know how you find these dum-dums. It's hilarious.
Right. It was this thing where I mean, eventually I guess they kind of ran out of it, because now all they do is Jersey Shore and ridiculousness. Yeah. And I think they also do RuPaul's Drag Race on MTV now.
Let's put anything that's not. They used to actually have original programming. You want to go back in time a bit. I mean, do you remember Eye Candy? This came out a while ago now.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Victoria Justice, and of course the Scream program.
Yeah.
And, the one I always push, which you can find on iTunes, it's called Sweet Vicious. Do you remember I was on?
Yes. Yeah.
Great show. It had pretty good action for an MTV program. It had some good martial arts. I like when people, and it's cool show. People really, you can find it on iTunes. I'd buy it. I would pay a bunch of money for a DVD. I tried to get Mob City the other day on eBay. Remember Mob City, John Bernthal and Edward Burns.
Oh, yeah.
Dana Gould. So that's funny. He's shooting people, and that's what is amazing. So the guy wanted $80 on. It's a rare Blu-ray. I understand it's rare. It's let me throw him an offer of $40. I know that's not a lot, but then he counter offered with $90. Hey,
wait, he went from 80 to 90?
Yeah, he wanted 80 at first, then he went up to 90 after I asked for 40. If that makes sense.
After you asked for 40, what? And I mean, does he not understand how that works?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Nope, decline. I said, so I was nice about the decline with message.
Yeah.
Because even the show's only 6 episodes.
Right.
I know it's rare. But I tried to buy it on Amazon from Canada Post, and they never sent to me, so I have to get a refund.
Oh, jeez.
So it's okay. I'm not mad. It's just I want my Mob City.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You never know what you're going to get with eBay for some of those things. Yeah, it's. Well, I haven't bought on eBay in a long time, but I know you can run into some interesting stuff.
Well, that's also interesting because now I see you're not talking about my Fortress 2, and what's not much to talk about. Like I said previously, get ready to see what else is in the news.
Right. Yes.
Also,
I mean, go ahead. One thing I was going to say about Fortress Sniper's Eye that I think was kind of an interesting wrinkle in this movie. So the character, the character of Kate, played by Kelly Grayson. Now I don't know if she's had cheek fillers or if her cheeks are just naturally kind of puffy like that. Yeah. But either way, her character, for whatever reason, her character is tied to a chair when she's, captured by the baddies. But they also put tape over her mouth, which doesn't really make any sense because it's not like she could scream, or it's not like her screaming would be an issue where she wasn't really that kind of character anyway. But because she had the cheek fillers, when you see the picture on IMDb, the tape really isn't staying on that well. And I do kind of wonder going forward because more and more actors are getting those cheek fillers as they get older and they're trying to sort of stay relevant. I wonder if it's going to change these kidnap sequences here because it's like you're just not going to be able to use tape like that anymore. Now, the other thing, first I should say, what are your thoughts on that? It's like I wonder if we're going to run into an issue here with damsel in distresses and things like that.
Oh, absolutely. You got your cheek fillers, and everyone's going to be doing the substance. That's
Right,
popular.
exactly.
I haven't seen the movie, but I know I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's hard to get right now because it's popular. But I think with all these wacky fillers and Botox and Ozempic, of course.
Yeah.
Everyone's just gonna have these weird faces. It's like,
yeah.
I guess with Ozempic, I guess Russell Crowe lost a bunch of weight on Ozempic.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. So he looked thinner at the Oscars, which I didn't watch, or
Right.
whatever award show it was.
No, it was because I don't ever watch the Oscars either. I don't know why. I guess part of it is just because I don't know about you, but I like you said, like I didn't see The Substance either because I was just like I don't really like that kind of movie with a lot of like kind of gross like squeamish kind of things in it. So that's why I didn't do it. But
I think that's why I lost. I think it's just too gross.
yeah,
yeah.
I
think that's the rumor. Like if they tamp down the grossness, at least for plot wise, I think Demi probably would have won.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Scarlet Letter, that's her best word. She was on Skids for a while.
Yes.
For a long time.
Yeah. So I mean, it's cool to see her make a comeback, I think, or for her to
But is Mickey Rourke going to make a comeback because he went back to Skids?
Right. Yes. He lasted for as long as The Wrestler and the second Iron Man movie before he was back on the Skids.
I'll give him that too. But then after that,
yeah.
Oh, what the hell?
Right. Well, because that Iron Man 2 movie, I think part of that was that he was friends with Robert Downey Jr., so Robert Downey Jr. was helping him out. But the other part of it is, I mean, that is a major villain in a major comic book movie.
Huge.
That's a big deal for him to get that part. And so that's, you combine that with the Oscar nomination with The Wrestler, and it's like, it was almost like one of those things where he's like, yeah, I know I can come back if I want to. Now I'm just going to, wear a cowboy hat in a Dolph Lundgren World War II movie and, whatever else that he does.
Doesn't care. I mean, like, which is kind of amazing. He still doesn't care. I mean, like, I saw a trailer for Point Blank, the Mickey Rourke movie, the better one.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Just kidding. Or am I? And it was just like, oh, right, Mickey Rourke, it's all roided up, and I got to rewatch it. He was at Chiller.
Yeah.
Or did he cancel? I forget. I think he might have canceled, actually.
Oh, yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
But guess who is coming to Chiller?
Did you say it's Eric Roberts? Oh, Michael Madsen. That's right. Michael Madsen's go. Yes.
So the first one, the second I saw it, I was like, I was like John the Dragon Wilson. And it's like, and the first thing was, I was like, I gotta get Executive Target.
Yeah.
But right now I cannot find it in my pile. But I found everything else. I found Fall, Sacrifice, Inspector Sue, every Agent of Death, Almost Blue, everything, Fatal Instinct.
Yeah.
It's like, so if I do get to go, and he's there, he's getting Executive Target, but he's getting The Sender.
Yeah.
I have like 15 of his tapes, so I got to see this. It's like hopefully that's amazing when they popped up. Plus, Gina Gershon will be there.
Oh, nice. That's
and Keith Cook.
Oh, no way! You got Keith Cook.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know if you've got a VHS of China O'Brien.
I have that. I see it every day, so it's right there. Plus, I have King of the Kickboxers, which I get. He's in the
yes
Canadian version, which you got to try to track down and get the Canadian tape if you can.
Of King of the Kickboxers.
I can trust Canada. Now I can't trust Canada because of Mob City, but it's like that's okay. Just kidding.
No. It is one of those things that, like, we don't want to cast aspersions on the entire Canadian secondary media market on eBay. No. We don't want to let one bad apple spoil the whole bunch, but there is also that risk of the fact that you are crossing over international boundaries when you're making those purchases. I remember when eBay first started, I bought this kind of outlandish looking Russian hockey jersey that had like a penguin on it. It was like really nice looking, but I bought it from Russia, and I think I got it like 45 days later, it just showed up. Like
Wow.
I gave him $20 and just said, all right, well, if I lose the $20, I lose the $20. And then like, yeah, 25 days later, it just showed up, or 45 days later, it showed up at my apartment. I was like, hey, look at that. Not bad.
Do you still have that around? Or?
It's at my parents' house. All my hockey jerseys are at my parents' house. So I actually had 4 of those penguin ones because I bought one at like the Dick's Sporting Goods near where I grew up, Portsmouth, New Hampshire. And then I was in Florida with my grandmother, and I went to some like shop or whatever near the beach that I guess was run by a Russian family, and they had another one. And I was like, wait a second, because I've got 2 of this jersey. And so then I bought that third one, and I think I ended up getting a 4th one. So like my friends, when we went and saw the minor league, the AHL hockey All Stars. I think we each had one because I had 4. I had one for each of us. So.
That's amazing. That's like when people are they spell out the name shirtless.
Yes.
Like Oilers.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Right.
Or if it was me, it'd be Mark Messier. You had to get like 10 people to do that.
Right, exactly. Right. Exactly. Right. Hull would be the easy one. Right? If it's just 4 people, you just do Hull. Right. That's it. Yeah. Exactly.
And then it goes right back to Wayne Gretzky, right?
Right. Gazaki. That's what the kids called it. Yeah. So people listening, if you missed that episode of one of what the kids say, I was at a hockey game and there were a couple of teenage guys in front of me going to the bathroom. We're in line to go to the bathroom, and one of them said it said Wayne Gretzky instead of Wayne Gretzky. So yeah.
I don't have a what does kids say segment. I mean, like, I don't have any Haley Welch updates, so
yeah,
it's like I'll double check that next time.
Right? Yeah. Because we did a good one on your podcast when I was on. We were doing the Hangout episode where we were talking about how kids on Reddit, it's actually going back to Reddit. They'll refer to songs as bangers or say that they slap. And it's like, it's like, I don't, and it'll be things like Alan Parsons Project, and it's like, yeah, okay, Eye in the Sky is not a banger. It doesn't slap. It's Eye in the Sky. Like, just stop. Yeah.
Bop or flop.
Right, exactly. Exactly. Well,
that's the polls I click on Instagram like a teenage girl. Oh, it's a bop or flop. All right, bop.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you gotta have those polls. Yeah.
Yeah. What's this Dua Lipa song? Is it bop or flop? All right, I'll do bop.
We'll give it a bop. Yeah, we'll be nice. Yeah, exactly.
I haven't checked in on Dua Lipa or Sabrina Carpenter. I think they might have new songs. I just haven't checked in. It's like
yeah, I think Sabrina Carpenter now has a huge Dunkin' Donuts.
I see the ads on Instagram for that. It's like, espresso.
Yeah.
She really is leaning into that, I say. Well, it's probably making $1 gazillion.
Right.
But yeah. I bet in the next year or so, we'll get the Sydney Sweeney Sabrina Carpenter movie.
Yes.
And, well, hey, that's actually $1 billion idea.
You could, I mean, reality, Madam Web, if Madam Web wanted to make $1 billion, it could have been, yes, Sydney Sweeney and Sabrina Carpenter as like a dynamic duo of Spider Women fighting baddies. Right. Yeah.
I do. The best part of Madam Web, well, you just rewatched it, right?
Yeah, I did. Yes, I did.
I love they call the guy Ceiling Guy.
Yes.
It's like, that's just funny. I mean, like, it was, here's how you learn CPR. And it's like another great scene. I can talk about the whole movie. I loved it. I don't know why I just loved it.
Oh, not only do they talk about CPR, but it's Chekhov's CPR, which is like the best thing ever. Why we have the scene of them learning CPR and them having to do it later is the most beautiful. Like, why that's even in the movie, it makes no sense. But it's like you said, it's a beautiful thing.
And it's so randomly done to. And now time to learn CPR. It's
right, exactly. Yeah.
People need to watch this movie. I bought a copy just in case, bought a Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I think there might be a deleted scene. I'm not sure. I have to look at my Blu-ray. I watched it on Netflix stream before I bought the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Anything else about Fortress 2? It needed Ava from Hot Seat.
Yeah, we had Michael Cera.
Yeah,
from he was reprising his previous role, but Cera, it doesn't really bring it the way Ava brings it in these movies.
No. There was Kevin Dillon. He should have switched out with Chad Michael Murray. It's like,
yes,
has Kevin Dillon really played a villain before?
That's a good question.
I don't think so, unless he's evil on Entourage or something. But
exactly.
But he's just a slob, he's not. He's the other guy. He's not Turtle. But
right, exactly. No, but Which Turtle, right? Turtle was supposed to be based on Randall Emmett, right?
That's true.
So
That's
it comes back
amazing.
to this movie here. But no, I think you make a great point that if you're not going to give Chad Michael Murray the material he needs to chew the scenery, we might as well just cast Kevin Dillon, let him just be Kevin Dillon in the movie.
Yeah, why not? I mean, they
Yeah.
already worked together probably in Wire Room.
Right.
They're in the same scene, Bruce Willis and Kevin Dillon.
Exactly.
It looked like it. I
Yeah.
love that part in Wire Room too. I know it's a while ago now, but I just remember he like walks in for work and then Bruce Willis just starts yelling at him, "You're late. Go
Yeah.
away. Hate you."
Right.
It's like, that
Yeah.
was fun.
Oh, what a trip of a movie.
People should watch that one too.
Yeah, for people listening, that's if you want some goofy, like I think that's the problem with this movie, as we're kind of closing up our final thoughts on it. It doesn't have any of the goofy fun that like say like a Wire Room has, or some of those Detective Night ones we've talked about. And it's also not like kind of like the kind of the fun low budget action or the previous movie was, where you've got Chad Michael Murray chewing scenery, you've got all kinds of different. I mean, I guess that's part of it. James Cullen Brezak can bring a lot of people like Shannon Doherty to a role, a film like that. And so I guess that's the other piece of it, right? Is that this one's it's just there.
Exactly. Yeah, that's an amazing point. Like, it's just a movie on a screen. I mean, we talked about it before, but this is a great example. Maybe one of the best examples.
Yeah.
It's like you're watching it. You're definitely playing Toon Blast. You're playing Marvel. What are they called? Marvel Legends.
Yeah, Marvel Puzzle Quest. Yeah, because it's on
Marvel Puzzle
right.
Quest.
Yes. Yeah.
Wait, what's the game? It's a while ago. It's like maybe Marvel Legends, where you fight like DC characters, or you fight other weird, wacky, random characters. I mean, like, it might be one of those. Remember they do that? It's
Oh,
like,
I don't know.
Marvel versus
I remember
DC.
Mortal Kombat was like it was Mortal Kombat versus DC.
Oh, maybe
So,
that was it. Okay.
yeah, you could be like Liu Kang, like beating up Superman, which just
That's
made no
funny.
sense.
I don't know.
Yeah, but you're right. It's like it makes the
It's like that's the classic bit. Like, well, what if Superman and Green Arrow fought each other, and also Liu Kang and
right,
Kano?
right,
It's like Kano. What if Kano fought Superman? It's like, huh? Interesting question.
right.
It's like that's like a gazillion possibilities. So,
I love the idea of like if Canon had made like a fifth Superman movie in the early '90s when Mortal Kombat was out, and they had like was it Trevor Goddard who played him in the
oh
movie,
yeah,
where
he
he's
was.
like he does like the barrel roll thing in the air that Kano did, and just like hits Superman, and Superman's like and he's like falling back and everything. He can't. It's like he can't handle Kano. Kano rips his heart out.
That'd be great because and he's made out of kryptonite or something.
Yeah.
What's the deal on this new Superman? I call him David Cornsweat.
Yes.
I'm not changing it. It's right. His name is basically Cornsweat.
Right.
You're done. You're not. I'm not changing it.
No, you're Corn Sweat.
You're
Yeah.
You're Dave's Cornsweat.
Right.
I mean, all I hear is about some weird CGI while he's flying. I don't know much of that's the controversy on on the internet. It's like, I don't know. I don't know if I care enough. I mean, Man of Steel, I remember that being all right.
Yeah, it was like it was like it was like it was it was like you said, it was all right. Yeah, I think the thing that's going to be interesting is that like Marvel has completely changed how the Marvel Cinematic Universe has completely changed how these movies are now. Where it used to be, you could do a Superman movie with just Superman and just Lex Luthor, and that's the movie. And then you could do a Batman movie with just Batman and the Joker and the Commissioner Gordon, and that's the movie. But Marvel's made it so it's like you got to have other people in there. You got to have like you said, like Green Arrow's just got to kind of sneak into your Superman movie or your Batman movie now. Otherwise, it doesn't work the same way. And DC's always been kind of hesitant. Like when DC did it, it didn't quite work for them when they started mixing everybody together.
Justice League, which has it's not great. Well, I saw that long version and I saw the short version.
Did you see the four? I haven't seen the Hack Snyder version.
You call him Hack Snyder?
Yeah, I got that from John Cross, but now it's stuck. I can't not call him Hack Snyder.
Here's the thing about Hack Snyder. I mean, I saw the 4-hour version, and it took a sweet freaking time. I'll tell you that much. 4 freaking hours.
Yeah, right.
The other version, the Josh Whedon version, there's all these Whedon. If you watch Whedon shows, like I did, like Buffy, there's a lot of this. Okay, that was written by him because it's all he has his way of speaking and the way of delivering lines that Ben Affleck did in the other Justice League thing. It's like, do you remember this part in the Whedon version? It's like something like beats up Batman, and he goes, "Oh, my arm," or something. It was like that's gonna leave a mark. It's like first off, like that's first I have to weed an S line, then that's all stupid. I mean, and what's that? Oh, remember that controversy from Justice League? Remember it was Henry Cavill's mustache or something? Remember that?
No, that I don't remember. No.
If you look that up, you can look up Henry Cavill's CGI mustache because he was in the Mission Impossible movie at the same time. And it looks really garbagey the way they CGI'd out his mustache. You can look it up. It's funny.
Yeah, I've got to check that out because I think because that was the whole Joss Whedon. Essentially, like all the heroes are together, but really we're just waiting for Superman to come in and save us. Like that's really until Superman comes back to life, we're all in trouble.
Because they're all basically just human people. It's like, I mean, I don't know about Corn Sweat. I'm probably gonna pass Corn Sweat. I know it's kind of like Hack Snyder, which I don't know. I like Sucker Punch. I mean, that was a while ago. Maybe I have a soft spot for that. I don't know if you watched that recently.
I haven't watched it in a long time. The thing I didn't like about I kind of felt like to me it felt like I was like watching like an Axe body spray commercial with like all the scantily clad women dancing around and stuff. And I was like, but I also got like I didn't think it was horrible. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't like I was like, oh God, this Zack Snyder guy, he should never make another movie.
I watched his newer ones, the one on Netflix. I forget their titles.
The Rebel Moons.
Yeah,
Rebel Moon. Is that it?
Yeah. Just watch Rebel Moon Part 1 because the Part 2 is the movie on screen, kind of like Fortress 2. Part 1 has all the stuff in it. It just like has all the fun stuff, and the longer version too, like 6,000 hours long. But why can't they just release that one now? I mean, like you have to wait like 8 months for the other one. It's like a joke now. Time for the Whedon cut, or sorry, time for the Zack Snyder cut.
Exactly.
Poor Whedon, he got us canceled. So.
Right. Yeah.
Oops. But I like Cabin in the Woods. Did you ever see that?
I don't think so. Was that?
You got to watch Cabin in the Woods. I will give you 0 spoilers.
Okay.
Because if you spoil it, it ruins the movie.
Yeah, I've heard about that. I've heard that there's a lot of stuff going on in that movie.
Yeah, a lot of interesting stuff. That's all I'll say. But it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. I have to check that one out.
So for Fortress 2, I'd probably say skip it.
Unless you're like a Bruce Willis completist, I mean, it's only 90 minutes out of your life, but I agree. It's just, this idea of them making two movies at the same time probably seemed like a good idea at the time. But I think the actors, everybody involved, it just felt like they were just kind of trying to get this thing out of the way.
It's a real slog. I mean, with Bruce Willis being retired, we can be completists.
Yes.
It's like, because I see Nicolas Cage has a new movie coming out.
Yeah.
That could be good for the pod, which is called The Gunslingers.
Yeah. We haven't done any Cage. I know I had Will from Exploding Helicopter on to talk about a Cage film.
Which one?
We talked about 211.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Mitch from Video Vacuum, we talked about Pig. But there's a whole slew of other ones there that I haven't touched on the site that we could definitely do it.
Yeah, because this Gunslingers is like, it has Stephen Dorff and Heather Graham.
Yeah.
I think Stephen Dorff has dropped by on this pod.
Oh, yes. Yeah. We've seen him a few times. Yeah.
Why is the title escaping? Paradise City?
Paradise City. That was the one where he gets the funny punch in the face.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah. And then
another Dorff?
King of the Killers.
That was it. Yeah. That movie could have been so much better. My goodness.
Yeah. I know. What a waste of talent in that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, oops.
Exactly.
Well, that's all right. I guess. But all right, I don't get mad about that. Well, obviously, the most disappointing movie of last year was Ruthless.
Yes.
This year might be this one, actually.
Well, because
it's going in, though.
Art Camacho, who did Ruthless, he's doing, what was it? The Wrecker? The one with Harvey Keitel?
Tyrese Gibson and Harvey Keitel.
Yeah, Art Camacho is directing that one as well. So I think it's going to be interesting to see if he kind of, it bounces back. Because it's like the thing about Ruthless is it wasn't bad in terms of the way it was shot and everything. It's just the whole point of it was like, as we talked about, it was full of Ruth, right? It wasn't without Ruth.
And we're all hyped up on our Dermot Mulroney.
Yes.
And just like this was it. I don't want to get. I already mentioned this on the pod. We talked about it, but I mean, like, this is it. This is what I've been waiting for. You know,
Yeah.
Dermot Rooney just, taking out everyone. He'll X them out one by one. I always think
Exactly.
about that. Like, he's going to X them out.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. No,
it's like
he's just breaking arms and stuff. That's
he
all it
breaks
was.
so many fake David Arquette arms. He
Right.
ran out of arms to break fake David Arquette arms.
Exactly.
Wait, that reminds me. When I was on YouTube today, speaking of David Arquette, he's in some garbagey thing. Mob Cops.
Mhm.
Have you seen the trailer?
No,
It
that
has
sounds
Kevin
beautiful.
Connolly from Entourage
Oh, nice.
and David Arquette. It's like, I think it's set in the past, but there was a
Yeah.
new NYPD vehicle in the trailer. Like, someone didn't get.
Right.
Kevin Connolly's best work, obviously, is the direction of Gotti.
Yes.
Would you please tell me you've seen Gotti with John
No, I
Hughes?
haven't. No, I
Oh
haven't. I've been meaning to
no!
see it. I know I've been meaning to see
Oh,
it.
get ready to laugh.
Yeah.
Oh, I bought it on Blu-ray because it was like $1. It's like
Yeah.
that's worth $1.
Right. Right. Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, Pitbull songs set in the 70s, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, Blood Money's Pitbull. Sorry. So it's like,
Well, when that movie came out, when it was in the theaters, there were posters for it in the Italian market area here in Philadelphia. So I remember I was walking through the Italian market area and I saw posters that said, for Gotti with Travolta. And I was like, what? How do I not know about this movie? Because it wasn't being advertised anywhere else.
well, because you can even just tell by the poster and the trailer we're watching, like, this is straight to streaming,
Right.
and you got to watch it. I mean, like,
Yeah.
there's two parts that are just outright hilarious. I won't give it away if you ever watch it. I see it on the
No.
streamer.
Yeah, it's on the streamer, so I can definitely check it out. I didn't realize Leo Rossi was a co-writer.
Yeah, Leo Rossi, and then you got who else is in this? You got William DeMeo. DeMeo? Is that how you say it? DeMeo? Do you ever watch that show he's on? I hear it's kind of silly. It's Gravesend.
No, I haven't. No.
It's like a low rent Sopranos.
Yeah, yeah.
It's on Tubi, or he's on Tubi or Amazon. It's
Yeah.
so because he's trying to be like Sopranos so badly.
Mhm.
I mean, like, because there's a movie he made called Wannabes. William DeMeo. And there's a part. He was like yelling at some other Goomba, and then the Goomba told him, "Go home and watch The Sopranos."
Right.
that was
awesome.
the insult. So I always think about that. It's so funny because that's what he wants to be.
Yeah.
But you're trying to trick me because you got your Chaz Palminteri and your Vincent Pastore and your James Russo.
Right.
And there's amazing people. And someone else, Armando Santi. Like, you're trying to get me to watch this, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Bo Dietl.
Oh, you gotta have Bo Dietl. Yeah.
I love Bo Dietl because he's such a goof. It's
Right.
like,
Exactly.
what? Oh, do you ever watch the Bo Dietl movie?
No, I haven't.
Which
No.
is called One Tough Cop. It's based on his life as Stephen Baldwin as Dietl. If you want to laugh, also again, then we get to the next movie.
Yeah.
You gotta watch the trailer because they make it
Okay.
look like it's like the best movie that's ever been released that year. It's like, Sony proudly presents One Tough Cop. It's like from the producer of Carlito's Way, and it was some other one, some fancy one, or maybe it was one of these Sidney Lumet things. But it's like,
Yeah.
it's like, now we have One Tough Cop. It's like the movie is skirting straight to video the whole time. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it's
Oh.
okay. I
Yeah.
mean, it does star Gina Gershon and Chris Penn.
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta
It's
have
kind
that.
of a movie on screen, but the trailer makes it make it seem a lot better than it is. It's
Yes. Yeah. I can imagine.
and Stephen Baldwin.
Yeah.
But
You gotta have
if you go
Stephen Baldwin. Yeah. Luis Guzman, I see, is in it as well.
He's in the beginning. He's like a guy takes someone hostage. It's so cliched. It's just like he's like, oh, I'm gonna kill myself at the grocery. Oh, this bodega, I think it was. Why don't I remember this?
Yeah.
I might have to rewatch it though.
Yeah. No, this definitely looks like a good one.
No, I have to buy it. Well,
One Tough Cop. Yeah, it's not on.
Oh yeah, it's from the producer, Serpico, Dog Day Afternoon, and Scarface. It's like, oh, cool. Oh,
Right.
not saying it's bad. It's just like they just really hyped it up,
Yeah. No, it's in that late 90s DTV window. It's like
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a limited theatrical release, but really it's direct to video.
Exactly, because Louis Guzman plays gunman Poppy. Of course, he plays Poppy.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
Oh wait, who's the guy who always plays what's his name?
Oh, Hector. Well,
Hector. I love
Bill
Hector.
Guglielmi. Yeah. So he's playing Hector.
Oh, do you see the trailer for Cash Out too?
No, is it out? Yeah.
Oh, the trailer's out, but not the movie.
Ah, okay.
And I guess Randall Scanlon might be writing the third movie. I think I sent you a picture of that.
Oh yeah. So this. Oh man. So yeah. So
Maybe.
we got all
Well,
kinds of cash outs coming here.
Cash Out 3. I mean, like, and Gina Gershon also is back. Well, a lot of Gina Gershon stuff today, but she replaces the other lady,
Yeah.
Kristen Davis.
Right. Right. No, it's High Rollers, right? High Rollers Cash
High
Out
Roller.
too.
They just changed it to High Rollers.
Yeah.
Cash Out
Sequel
too.
of Cash Out. Yeah. Wow. This is beautiful.
Yeah, it's like he's wearing like a tuxedo
Yeah.
and like John Travolta. I mean, like with Domestic Disturbance. I mean, we should get our next movie. You've seen that one?
A long time ago. Long time ago. Yeah.
You got once again check stuff out on YouTube. Well, what do I do all day? It's people it's like, what? This is a guy who goes on YouTube and does nothing all day. But it's like, but on YouTube, look up Domestic Disturbance, the TV spot.
Yeah.
It's awesome because they film footage just for the TV spot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yeah, it applies, Vince Vaughn's an evil stepfather, and then John Travolta's the real dad, and he's out for, trying to get him.
Yeah.
So in the TV spot, it's like, now you're dealing with me. That's what John Travolta says. Just a close up. It's great.
Oh, that's awesome.
He did like a punch.
Right.
Like,
nice.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
So we can probably go to our next movie, or do you want to go on?
No, yeah, I could get right into our next one here.
Give me 1 second for notes then.
Yeah, if you want to pull up your notes here for so if you want, while you're pulling up your notes, I can give a quick synopsis of
the last cast Kumite.
Last Kumite. Yeah, I mean, Last Kumite, it's a crowdfunded film supposed to be like kind of a tribute to action fans. It has actor Marcus Landwehr, Matthias Landwehr, who plays Michael Rivers. He is a fighter. He wins the 37th Upstate New York Championship, or New York
Yes.
Karate Championship.
Yes.
And he goes to a party afterwards where he brings his daughter, who's like 16, to this like adult party. It's like at a bar. And while they're there, and of course, we should mention that he's a widower. The wife's no longer with us.
Right.
While we're there, Matthias Hughes plays a guy named Ron Hall, which is a really great name for him. And Ron Hall's like, hey,
right. We'll get to
go ahead.
No, sorry.
I was gonna say he's like, I want you to fight in my Kumite in Eastern Europe. It's $1 million, but we sometimes fight to the death. And Rivers is like, sorry, no dice. And but the thing I forgot to mention is that when Matthias Hughes says he wants to talk to Rivers about this business proposition, the daughter is like, hey, I gotta go to school in the morning. I need to be up. And right, the fact that she's telling him that, right, as opposed to the dad being like, you need to go home before you go to school in the morning. And he's just like, okay, well, why don't you just take the car home and I'll get a cab. Like, I'm gonna tell your 16-year-old daughter to just go home by herself from a bar. That sounds like a smart thing to do. And sure enough, she gets kidnapped by Ron Hall's people because Rivers doesn't want to do the dark Kumite in in Eastern Europe, and so he has to go to Eastern Europe and fight in this Kumite in order to win her back. We also have Kurt McKinney from No Retreat, No Surrender. His wife is also being held by Hall. We have a stunt actress, Monia Mula, who plays a character named Leia. Her sister's being held. So the three of them kind of team up because they have family members being held. Nobody else is really being held by anybody. And Landwehr finds out that Billy Blanks, who just he's like a janitor or something in the area.
He's a janitor again, but that's in my notes.
Right, yeah. Right. We get so he's reprising his role from Showdown, maybe. But he offers to train Landwehr to fight against the big fighter that Matthias Hughes has, who is this guy named Draco, who's essentially just a meathead from the Jersey Shore. That's really what it is. They just went to like Seaside Heights and just said, who is the meatiest meathead on Seaside Heights? Okay, you're gonna work. Or maybe they just had them all line up and yell, and whoever had the best yell, they decided like that's the guy we're going to bring and put in this movie. So that's the thing. They got to fight Draco. They're also trying to find ways to get their kid, their family members back. And there's this other guy named Marcus who he's in it just for the money. But he seems like a nice enough guy that maybe he's got some other stuff going on. And yeah, we have some other names. We got Michelle Kesey. Cynthia Rothrock is
Nice.
Draco's former trainer, so that makes sense because she's from the Wilmington, Delaware area. So it's very possible that she could have just went up the coast to the Jersey Shore, found Draco, and brought him to Eastern Europe and trained him. So that makes a lot of sense there. Mike Muller plays the Lightning. So I don't know how tall Mike Muller is. He looks a lot shorter. But I think he's like my height. I think he's like 5'7".
Mhm.
But he's like lightning. He's one of the guys trained. I mean, really, it's like what does he have? Like Billy Blanks has like 10 people or 5 people that he. Oh no, Mike Muller's 5'3". Geez, he's even shorter than I am. Wow.
Sure.
Um,
5'10".
yeah. So it's a yeah, but well, yeah, but yeah, so and then we kind of just go where we're expected to go. We get our fights, we get our kumite, our hero defeats him, and everybody lives happily ever after. After there's a big raid, of course, of the punch
Yep.
fighters getting arrested, and
It's
then we
always
get
that. Yeah.
yeah. Well, and then we get a candidate for a future spotlight in a fight because we get
Yes.
Billy Blanks and Matthias Hughes fight, and it's actually a pretty decent fight.
Yes, I mean, that was my last note, but I can jump
Yeah.
right to that, which is
Yeah.
they delivered on that because you got Billy Blanks versus Matthias Hughes again, from Towns of the Eagle. So
Right.
someone watched Towns of the Eagle, someone watched Shoot Fighter, someone watched
Yeah.
all these movies. That's why this movie has its heart in the right place, which
Yes.
goes back to my other note.
Yeah.
Before I get to that, you gotta love the top two things in the beginning. You got the Family Matters credits,
Yes.
the
Yeah.
yellow type.
Right.
Where's Urkel? Maybe Urkel's a meathead. That
Yeah.
would have been amazing. But besides that, it was like
Jaleel White. If they'd gotten Jaleel White as one of the fighters, and not even as like maybe he takes the glasses off and he's
Urkel.
yeah. Urkel, that's right. Urkel, that's right. Yes.
I just it's like they just say it in a different style and it sounds
Right.
cooler. Isn't that amazing?
Right. 'Cause what was it like a machine that he walked through the machine, right?
Yes.
And,
Well, there was an episode where he becomes like 3 Bruce Lees in Family Matters.
that's right.
Yeah, it's like, interesting there. But
Yeah.
I think there was like an actual name fighter in that episode. I have to look that up if I can. Maybe I don't know if I can do it now, but I mean, like if I look up Urkel, Bruce Lee episode,
Mhm.
came up. Bruce Lee Urkel, that's his name, by the way.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. It's called it's called Karate Kid. That makes sense.
That's right. Yeah.
So, I thought there was a name that we always talk about in the movie or in the show. It's trying to do this quickly. Oh yeah, 3J. That was something.
Yeah.
People have these Wikipedias about these episodes.
Right.
I can do it a little bit faster. So it's season 8, number 8. All right, this is exciting podcasting, but I have to know.
Right. Yeah.
You want to vamp for a second while I do that?
Well, yeah. So what I could do is you're looking it up. I mean, we some of the other names we get in this, we get David Jung, who's Bolo Jung's son. He's David Bolo Jr. So yeah, it's kind of cool seeing him. I mean, the thing about this movie is that it's a tribute to action fans. I think there's also some tongue-in-cheek moments that it's more self-aware. You get a scene where a guy rips somebody's eyeball out and eats it. I mean,
that was very Shoot Fighter.
Yeah, that's being played for laughs, right? That's being that's being
and
goofy.
Billy Blank's face was also funny in there.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's good about the movie. I mean, I liked it because it's a little long.
That's true. Yeah, but $1.45 is a little bit much for this. Yeah, it didn't need to be that long.
I get it. I get why it's long because we're packing all the stuff in for the fans.
Yes. Yeah.
So I that's why I let that go because okay.
Yeah.
So I love Matthias Hughes in this movie.
Yes.
He stole the movie.
Oh, he's amazing. He's fantastic as the baddie.
Oh, and Ron Hall, isn't that one of these fighters we see in these movies?
I think so. Yeah.
Wasn't he in Death Fight? Or with Richard Norton. I'm surprised he's not in this movie, by the way.
That's a good. That's a good. Question.
He's an African American fighter. He's in Triple Impact. With Dale Apollo Cook. It's funny they named him that. Bloodsport 2, Raw Target, Double Blast, Deadly Bet.
Okay, that makes sense. That's
familiar. Also,
right, because he's the guy. Ron Hall, doesn't he fight in Bloodsport? Doesn't he fight?
Yeah.
Oh, he's in Bloodsport 2. I don't know if he's in the first Bloodsport. I think he might just be in Bloodsport 2.
Yeah, Bloodsport 2 and Burn Triple Impact, which is a fun movie. If you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Oh, he's done 2 Triple Impact.
Yeah. God, he's got some great ones. He's also in Pocket Ninjas. I don't know if you've ever seen that one.
I've only seen clips of Pocket Ninjas. Was that
Yeah.
it's Bob Zadar and Gary Daniels?
If you ever get a chance, I think you need to see it with Brett. I think it's like
Okay.
it's better to watch it with somebody else so you know what you're
That's
getting
what I've
into.
heard from. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
thing. Okay, so wow, here's some advice. So he has an evil vest and no shirt. So he
Yes.
delivered an evil vest.
Oh,
But
beautiful.
he had
Yeah.
Michael Murray in Fortress too.
Yeah.
And also the song is great. These 80s type songs by Stan Bush, the guy who made
Right.
Kickboxer song, I think.
Yeah.
Or Bloodsport song. Someone had a song with Stan Bush.
Right. Yeah, we had the Bloodsport song. Yeah. Yeah. And also the Transformers song.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so the answer to about Family Matters is Jason David Frank was the villain. He was in Power Rangers.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so not I don't think he's in these punch fighting one. I think he passed away, but he's in
He
Power
did.
Rangers. Big.
Yeah. He's the guy with the
So
long hair. He was like the Green
yeah,
Ranger, I think, right?
yes. So he's
Yeah.
in a bunch of Power Ranger stuff and VR Troopers, and
Yeah.
of course the classic '90s show from the MTV Undressed. I
Right.
never
Yes.
seen
That's
that
I
show.
love that one. I
Oh, I
love
love Undressed.
that was the best where you just like you'd have like these two kids like in high school or whatever. They would just like, just be like, yeah, like if they turn something sexual and they're like talking about like, eating popcorn or something, it's just, yeah,
Exactly. It's so
yeah.
funny. You watch it like 2 a.m. when you're like a teen. It's like,
Oh, yes. Yeah. That
what
was
the?
a great one.
And then they had. Do you remember when they had Scared Straight on
Yes.
MTV?
Oh, yes, I do. Yeah.
They did it uncensored. It's like,
Right.
hey, let's put this kind of language on Channel 13 or whatever channel
Mhm.
you had in your area. But
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah. Right.
but yeah. So back to my notes. Yeah, so Matthias Hugh's fantastic in it. Worth watching just for Matthias Hughes and
Yeah.
people who listen to this podcast. They know he's awesome.
Yeah.
So they got him. He's really great. And I love what he says. Is this a fight to the death? It's like, and it's crypto, cash or crypto, non-sanctioned, fight to the death.
Right.
Like,
Right.
oh, that's crypto again. It's like,
Right. Oh, yeah. He's like, I'll pay you whatever. I'll pay you in crypto, cash. Yeah. He does. Yeah. Bank transfer. He doesn't care.
exactly. And I love that Michael Rivers. His nickname is Bloody Rivers.
Bloody Rivers.
Dude, that's just funny. I mean, I just kind of laughed. I kind of went with the rhythm on this because we've seen all these punching movies, so
Yeah.
they understand. I love Draco, by the way. It's also in my notes. And it always says, "I kill you."
Right. It's the most beautiful thing because you think about it, right? Who would be the best baddie in a movie like this? It would be a meathead, muscle,
Yes.
like Juicehead from the Jersey Shore. He's like the perfect guy. And I mean, granted, this guy, I think Mike DeRuiter is the actor's name. I think he's originally from Europe. I don't think he's actually from the Jersey Shore, but I mean, that's who you're getting. And I guess probably for a lot of the country here, they probably don't know the Jersey Shore, what that's like. And to be honest, if you haven't watched the show, I mean, I had some experience. I went to Wildwood, but it's not the same Jersey Shore. It's not like the Seaside Heights, like North Jersey, Jersey Shore,
Right.
where
Snooki's hanging around.
right.
What happened to Snooki?
They still do a show. It's like called like Family Trip or something like that.
Oh, I see that sometimes when I flip the channels. I still have cable.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Same here. Yeah.
But sometimes you see that on everyone's bags. Like, aren't they like 50 now? It's just like.
Yeah, well, I think the oldest one might be I think Paulie might be my age. He might be, so he'd be in like his mid 40s. So yeah.
I mean, like back in the day, that was on like that was before. Well, Ridiculousness has been on for like an insane amount of time.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, it's almost like the SVU of these clip shows. Well, Tosh Point is on forever.
Yes, yeah.
Now it's just ridiculous. I don't think they even play Tosh Point anymore on Comedy Central.
No, right now, Comedy Central, they play reruns of The Office, Seinfeld, and South Park. And then they play like those 2000s or 2010s movies that like Judd Apatow movies or Will Ferrell movies or Adam Sandler, that kind of stuff.
That's all. They used to play actually. They used to have actually pretty good programming.
Yeah.
And then that went away. It's like, what's going on? Maybe people just don't want to do the work anymore.
And it's it. I think the thing is because linear cable does so poorly ratings wise compared to like streaming and all that stuff that it's just like, let's just put some crap on and let it go.
Well, that's what IFC is now. IFC is like almost a dead channel. I don't think they even have the channel.
Yeah.
Cable because Comcast is annoying.
Yeah.
And I think, but I still see the channel. And anyone's like, "Oh, what's on AFC?" Oh, nothing. Like,
Right.
do you ever watch that show? It's not Broadchurch. It's it had Hank Azaria. Why am I forgetting the
Oh
title?
yes, I know. I know what you mean though. It's he was like Longmire, right? Was it
Thank
Longmire?
you. Oh
Yeah,
no, not it's Brockmire.
Brockmire. That's right.
Yeah,
That one,
Longmire is
Brockmire.
that Western show that has LDP.
That's
Like,
right. That's right. Yes,
that's
exactly. No,
funny though.
Brockmire.
Yeah, this Longmire. That's funny. That is pretty funny.
Yeah,
That was a good show. Did
yeah.
you ever, did you watch the complete series of Brockmire?
Not so I knew that it existed, but I never actually watched any episodes of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's really actually pretty good. I mean, because Azaria puts his all in it, and I can't remember her name. Amanda Peet.
Oh yes, yeah.
So if you like Amanda Peet, and most people do, I think, it's good. I would check it out if you can watch it on streamers. I'm not sure. Is that on streaming?
So I
I don't
think it might
know.
be on AMC Plus. Yeah, it's on AMC Plus. So we actually got rid of
Do you
AMC
have
Plus. We
that or
had it.
no? Do you
No,
have that?
no, we had it and we got rid of it because so the thing my wife watched the most on AMC was uh Mad Men, and we
Oh,
ended
okay.
up just buying the series on Amazon so she could just watch it then. So yeah, so I think that one and Portlandia is another one that was on AMC
Oh
that
yeah,
or on
yeah.
IFC we always enjoyed watching. But yeah, we don't have that channel anymore.
John Hamm, he's not really delivering in the action department. I think
No.
he's that's a disappointment. Um, why? Why isn't that delivering in the action department? Or maybe how old is he?
So
Like,
he's not he's so he was born I think in 70 71. So he's in his 50s, he's in his mid 50s right now. But I think what it is he's getting those prestige TV roles. So like right now he's doing what I can't remember what the show is called. It's like an oil man show. It's like a
oh, Landman. I only
Landman,
watched
that's right.
one
Yeah. So
and
he's doing
it's
that
good.
one. And
Yeah.
and so it's like you get those roles, you get paid so much for those that it's like you wouldn't want to, though to be fair, there's probably going to be a point where he's going to be like, yeah, between seasons, I'm going to take a week and do one of these movies.
I would like to see him in that 'cause I think there's actual like potential on John Hamm being an action star.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like I said, Bob Odenkirk can do the Austin Barrel roles, and nobody too coming soon.
Yeah.
I think it's in post production.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, know how lucky we are to get. Do you wait? You've seen that, right? As I
No,
was.
I haven't seen it yet. I've
Oh
been
my!
meaning to.
You gotta
Yes.
write this stuff. I'm gonna make a list next time
Right. Of the stuff that I know. There's so
you
many
have to
things I
watch.
know.
Well, like if I guess what the next one I was gonna mention, we have to watch, which is probably Gamer or the
Oh,
Player.
oh,
But
right. Yeah. Gamer player. Yeah. I still haven't seen that. I know. Well, right now, because the Daredevil series is probably it's going to be, for people listening, we're recording this. By the time you hear this episode, the Daredevil series have already been, the episodes will
oh
be
yeah,
airing. But
about.
I think I've got to do the She-Hulk series to get caught up, I think, for
Oh, that one.
events in the Daredevil. So that's probably what my next thing is. I think it's like 9 half-hour episodes. So it's not so bad to get through that. But
I mean, like I do like Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin because
mhm,
he's always so mad.
yes.
It's like, thank you for coming to my party.
Right.
When he said that in the first season, I almost fell off the couch laughing.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
so mad all the time. Plus, he had that fake Josh Whedon guy in it. It was funny.
Right. Right.
I wonder if that was like some sort of truth in advertising or something. Really,
Yeah.
like, but what was I saying? Oh, back to the movie. So
Back to
let me look
Kumite.
at my
Yeah.
notes.
Yeah. What
Okay.
else did you have on this one?
All right, let's see. I think I almost. Oh, Mark McKinney.
Yeah.
So
I was going to say, did you have anything on McKinney, Kurt McKinney?
yes, as Damon Spears. I want to
Yeah.
say I'm Britney Spears, but Damon Spears.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it was like his character was really dumb. It's like I'm sorry, it was. It's like you could go to the cops. They're a problem. It's like you've been here for years. Why are you now? Do you think they're not corrupt? It's like
Right.
it's
Right.
like why? But at least he fought. He didn't have a fight scene. Mark
Yeah.
McKinney. He still
Yeah.
got it.
He's still got it. He's good there. I mean, yeah, the scene where he's like yelling into the mirror while he's like imagining Draco laughing at him, and he's like,
I know.
"Fuck you!" It's like,
Yeah,
what
that was
are you
funny.
talking
And then I mean, as you said, he retreated but didn't surrender. It's like
Right, right. Because so to give people an idea of what happens when to say that he retreats but doesn't surrender. So when his family's being held, when the families are being held, he comes up with this plan that anybody who gets defeated in the tournament should then like sneak down and try to find their family because he happened to see some guards bringing food down to the basement and figured that's probably where it is, which is a smart, it's a smart
Yeah.
call. So
He
he
had a
gets
brain cell that day.
right, exactly. Now, because he's an older guy, he's got all kinds of old injuries, and one of them is a shoulder that pops out of place. So when he fights against Leia Martin, against Monia Mula, she knocks that shoulder out, and so then Billy Blanks has to reset it, which is a great scene. But then it's like, okay, well, he's out, he's lost, so he's retreating, right? Because he's not going to keep fighting. He's lost that fight. He's licking his wounds and going away. But he's also knowing, like, okay, I'm going to go save the day. Now, what happens is that Leah Martin also gets defeated. I think she gets beaten by Draco, right?
Right. Yes.
Yeah. And so when she gets beaten by Draco, she runs out to meet Kurt McKinney, and they go down and they go to rescue their family. They beat up Michel Kesey, who decides he's going to go try to stop them, and it doesn't really work out. And so, I was thinking about that kind of thing happens a lot in those movies, right? Where it's like whoever's being held, they get rescued so they can be there at the end to watch the family member win the fight.
I do remember that, and that's what helped the movie a little bit. And I have
Yeah.
3 more notes.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Nice to see Billy Blanks again.
Yeah.
It was great to see him as the janitor from Showdown, I assume. It's like he was fun. It was nice. Yes. It was great to see him again. And then Sylvia Rothrock. Oh, you can't go wrong with Sylvia Rothrock. No. So it's like I love her voice. It's just like because it's not wooden,
right?
But it's like it's really close. So it's kind of fun to listen to her voice and listen to her talk.
Yeah,
like, we must. Ron Hall hurt me. It's like,
right, yes,
it's just funny. I just can't help but enjoy it.
Right.
And the fight was one of my last notes. Oh, what? Sorry, this other note. I like the Kumite referee shirt.
Yes.
Where did you get that? Oh, you have a Kumite referee shirt. It's like Foot Locker. You also wear that like coach shirt.
There were touches in this movie from that kind of that tongue-in-cheek standpoint that just made this so fantastic. I mean, you've got the women that are sitting around Matthias Hughes, who are just like in outfits that I think just get kind of more and more scantily clad. You've got like the different fighters and the different fighting styles. There's the capoeira guy, of course.
Very shoot fighter.
Yeah, it's so much fun. So it like you said, it's a little long. I think that is an issue for it. I think
That's
too
a little bit, but it kept this heart was in the right place the whole time. You can't really help but enjoy it. Yeah, it was obviously stupid, but at points, especially Mark McKinney's character. But there was just something about it just kept it chugging along because it's like I want to see what happens here.
Right.
And which ends in the pretty good final fight with Billy Blanks and Matthias Hughes. I mean, like. And I was saying this when I was watching by myself. It was like, they still got it.
Yes. Yeah. And I think, too, because there's a lot of fights in this that don't look as great. Like the way that they're shot, you can see some of the like there's the fight where Marcus, played by David Kurzal, is fighting Draco. And he's supposed to like leave his foot out for Draco to grab it. And you can see that he's leaving his foot for Draco to grab it, as opposed to Draco grabbing his foot in the course of them fighting. So you can see where the choreographing parts are happening in some of the fights. Like there's kind of the way because a lot of times when a fight is really shot really well, you don't see the choreographed element of it where they're sort of like you do this, you do, it's sort of cut and moved around in different ways. But for some of these you could see where the choreographing was. But with Billy Blanks and Matthias Hughes, you couldn't see it. And I mean the other thing too, I don't know what your thoughts were on this. I've always seen Matthias Hughes usually. We've seen him fight Billy Blanks before, but usually he fights guys that are like maybe like actually no, I guess Don the Dragon Wilson's also kind of a tall guy. But Billy Blanks, I always understood him to be really tall, and I mean Matthias Hughes is still you see how big Matthias Hughes is when he's which was what made him so great in the 90s was that he was just so imposing and so athletic.
And he just fought all the best people. Billy Blanks, Don the Dragon, Lorenzo Lamas.
Yeah.
Like what's his name from Fists of Iron? Michael Worth.
Yeah.
Like he's like the king of this. That's why he's perfect for this movie. Because he's back as the villain in this movie. He gets it. He actually understands that he was shirtless in Hollywood. That was his book. But,
yes, right.
And sometimes he messaged me a year ago or so when I watched Strike Force.
Yeah.
And I thought, did you actually fight Erica Laniak?
Right.
like well, I guess I don't know if they ever shot that, but It seemed like they were going to.
Yeah, right,
But I know I'm
exactly.
obsessed with that. Like you're missing something there.
Yeah,
And you say, "Well, I thought Daniel Bernhardt. That's all I remember." So okay, he has a good memory. He doesn't do like I remember that scene.
yeah,
Well, I watched at the time, but I just had to know. I'm obsessed with that. As you know, I'm obsessed with Strike Force.
yeah.
Hopefully,
It's a great
those
one.
series will come to Chiller or these Terrificons. And
Yeah,
I mean, um, yeah. So the fight was very entertaining. I really enjoyed the final fight, and overall, I thought the movie was good. I would recommend it. So it's on Tubi, right? So
yeah. So I saw it's
uh,
on all the free streamers. It's
it's on
on
the free streamers.
Tubi, Plex, Pluto.
Awesome.
Um, so yeah. What? Oh, so actually, I shouldn't say all the free streamers. It looked like Plex, Pluto, Roku channel, and Tubi.
That's
Um,
fantastic. I actually, I would watch another one. I think I would if they make another one of these type of movies with the same people. That'd be great.
and considering the tongue-in-cheek element that they added to
Yes.
this, they could call it The Last Kumite 2, and it would
Yeah.
still work, right?
Because it wasn't. I mean, obviously there were some choked of irony moments, very light moments. But yeah, but the tongue in cheek thing worked. It
Yeah,
had to be
yeah,
for it to work these days.
yeah. Yeah, and like you said, there's a lot of heart in this movie, and I think that's an
Yeah.
important thing too. Because we just the other movie we're pairing this with this month is, a definitely afterthought movie. It was like oh hey, we're shooting one movie, why don't we just
Yeah.
shoot another movie and just put it out there and see which one gets more streams. That's not what this movie is. This movie is not an afterthought in any way. There's a lot of heart. I think everybody involved was really committed to the bit and making this
Yeah.
exact work the way it was supposed to work.
100% agree on that. That's why
Yeah.
this movie is obviously a lot better than Fortress too.
Yes. Yeah.
The
I
Fortress
mean,
is barely a movie. I mean, it's like it's barely classified as a movie. It's just
yeah.
like,
Right. Right.
uh,
No, I mean
yeah.
this
So
might be
yeah,
one of the best we've seen, I think.
yeah, I think so. I mean, what was
Yeah.
one of the better ones?
Well, the system comes to mind.
Oh, I know. It was Red Right Hand.
Red Right Hand. That's right. That was a very high quality one too. That's
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
Andy McDowell at her best. What was her name? Like White Claw or Big
Oh,
Claw?
what was her name? Yeah, it was
Like
like, yeah,
someone, Big Cat, Tall
Big
Cat.
Cat. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Wait, that
Yeah.
reminds me. Wasn't there like a mob show and there was like some like mob lady named Big Ange?
Big Ange. Right. That was Mob
But she passed
Wives.
the oh
Yeah.
well.
She died. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Big Ange on Mob Wives.
Isn't that great? There's a show called Mob Wives. It's like I know Goodfellas is wow. What has Goodfellas wrought?
Right,
It's just
right, exactly. Well, because wasn't it like after the Victoria Gotti reality
yes,
show they
Ron
thought
Gotti, yeah.
yeah, and it was Big Cat. Oh, her
It
character
was
was
Big
Big
Cat.
Cat.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, not
Called
Big
Big
Ange. That would have been great if she was called Big Ange.
Cat.
That was
Big
yeah.
Cat. People should watch Red Right Hand. I know we talked about that a few episodes ago, but I'm assuming it's still on the streamers.
It's on Hulu. Yeah, yeah,
Still on
exactly. It's a
Hulu.
little
Okay.
bit longer. It's an hour 51, but I mean the performances that you get from Bloom, Andy McDowell, Garrett Dillahunt
Yeah.
does well in as well. Yeah,
Chugged it along and some good action. You cared.
yes, yeah, I
This movie,
agree.
Last Kumite, you care.
Yeah.
Makes you want to go back to the old punch fighting movies of old. I think I've seen them all. But now there's these other. I saw some other one in Last Kumite when it ended. EFC? That's not the UFC.
Right.
EFC. It's some punch fighter.
Oh, that
It's
could
like,
be interesting.
EFC. Interesting. I like it. And there's some other punch fighter. It's
Oh, I see EFC here. That's the
yeah, EFC. Yeah, EFC. Yes, there's EFC, and there's a lot of these movies. Oh, I watched one a year ago. Had like Jennifer Lopez's old boyfriend and or something.
oh
Casper Smart.
okay. I was gonna say 'cause the only ex-boyfriend I know other than like the famous husbands is the dancer Judd something.
Oh, it was one of those people, but it
Yeah,
wasn't that bad.
yeah,
It's all you have to do in a punch fighter if people are listening. And this one delivered. It's that you got to
mhm,
see the fights.
yes,
Compare it to Lights Out.
yeah,
Lights Out, you couldn't see the fights, and it had Frank Grillo and Mackay Pfeiffer, and just like
right.
I can't help it. And Glenn Close, aka
Oh,
Jamie King.
Jimmy King, right, playing the part of Glenn Close, right?
Yeah, Glenn Close. That's it.
Yes.
Playing the part of Glenn Close is Jamie King and
And
Lights
Lights
Out.
Out. Yes.
And
Yeah,
Dermot Mulroney as Sage Park, which I don't remember that immediately. I didn't even look that up.
yeah.
It's like,
God, that was great. Yeah, I'm going to be reviewing that one on the site
oh,
soon.
you
As
are
I'm going to
okay,
do like
great.
a written review of it soon. So yeah, because it's kind of it's up the list, of my movies.
Okay.
So yeah, but yeah,
But I guess we can go to our spotlight on a fight. Oh, I will. Yeah. So
yeah,
this is a recommend. Recommend.
yes, yeah, I totally agree. Especially while it's a free streamer, you're really only giving your time. But I mean, it was there was a crowdfund for this. I know Chris the Brain from Bulletproof Reviews, Bulletproof Action. He when he reviewed this, he reviewed this on his site. He was part of the crowdfund. Like he donated to it, so he got the Blu-ray, and he fired the Blu-ray when he reviewed it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so there is a Blu-ray out there. I don't know.
So
I don't know if it
did
was
you say
only for people.
his name?
Yeah, it might only be, I don't know if it was only for people that did the crowdfunding, but it's possible.
Oh, see, that
Yeah.
shows that crowdfunding is actually kind of important.
Yeah.
Remember, like from like this. Remember, there was some controversy back in old crowdfunding days. I hate to say it's 10 years ago. So sad. Time goes by too quickly. Where they made the Veronica Mars movie, right?
Oh yeah.
And then Spike Lee tried to crowdfund a movie that he got yelled at by like Trick
Right.
Regan on CNBC,
Yes,
which you can
right.
find
Yes, that's
online.
right.
It's hilarious because Spike Lee's, I don't know who's the hero and villain of that interview.
Right.
It's like, I don't know. You got to watch it. It's like, well, they're both being abrasive. It's just
Right.
like,
Yes.
like, I don't know if you've ever seen that interview, but
No, I heard
very
about it because I remember hearing about the controversy about Spike Lee crowdfunding to get one of his movies made.
And then, of course, there was one about Zach Braff getting his movie made. I think it did. It's like,
Yeah.
I never seen Garden State, never seen this other one that he made. I'm not a Zach Braff fan.
No, Scrubs. When it comes to Scrubs, I think Turk.
You're a Turk guy.
Yeah, he's when does like the poison dance. I think what was that actor's name? Is it Faison Love? Is that?
Yeah. Oh no, Donald Faison.
Donald Faison. Yeah, who's Faison Love? Faison Love's somebody else.
He's
Donald Faison. Yeah,
he's a bigger comedian guy.
that's right. Yeah, yeah. No, Donald Faison. He's just I was more of a fan of him. It seemed like Zach Braff on Scrubs. It seemed like my wife was a fan. So our cat's actually named JD after him. Zach Braff's character. But it seemed like. Oh, go ahead. I was gonna say, it seemed like Zach Braff. It just seemed like all his character was doing was just hooking up with whatever the starlet was at that time, whether it was Tara Reid or Mandy Moore or Heather Graham.
The Gramster, Graham Cracker, the Gramsters. He doesn't do action movies. Well, maybe Gunslinger, she'll shoot some people.
Well, yeah, we'll have to see when that one comes out because that could be interesting.
Well, there's some joke on Family Guy, an old one. It's like, I was watching Scrubs the other day, and I was saying, who's the funny guy? I was thinking that joke.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Wait, we can do our Spotlight on a Fight.
We'll do our Spotlight on a Fight. Yeah, so we're gonna do it's Land of the Free. It is a PM Entertainment flick. It's known, of course. I mean, Jeff Speakman. It's William Shatner. William Shatner plays Aidan Carvel.
Carvel cake.
Yeah, get your cookie puss. Yeah,
get your cookie here and your. What's the other one? It's like this cookie puss, and there's like there's another one, right?
Right. Well, there's also like a Saint, like a McCookie puss or something. There's like a St. Patrick's Day themed cookie puss as well, I think.
But yeah, so it's Adrian Carvel. You're kidding me? And with William Shatner being let's say a bit larger.
Right. Yes.
And you got Jeff Speakman, also a tad large.
Right.
So it's just like,
yeah,
it's a weird fight to watch. It's like they're both kind of not in shape.
Right. Well, and the thing is, it starts with Shatner trying to fly away in a helicopter that's being flown by Max from Night Court, which is just an element of this that you don't expect. That you've got the guy from Night Court trying to fly a Mac. I said Max. It's Mac from Night Court. He's trying to fly the helicopter away, and Speakman jumps up and grabs onto one of the skids or the runners, and he's hanging onto it. And Shatner's trying to kick him. And at the same time, Speakman puts a bomb underneath the helicopter. And as Shatner's trying to kick him, Speakman pulls him down. Eventually, they both fall off. And then Max starts shooting at Speakman. Speakman kind of runs away. I think he does get hit in the leg. But he runs away. The helicopter blows up, and now we've got our actual fight here. And it starts with Speakman's kind of coming for Shatner. Shatner grabs like a plank or something, right? Like there's a wooden plank, because I think his house blew up, right? Didn't he blow up his house too?
I think it did. I didn't get to watch the full movie, just the fight. But yeah, I do.
So he pulls a piece of wood and he starts trying to swing it at Speakman. Speakman is having none of it and just starts beating the crap out of him.
Just think about that. If you're willing to watch this fight, they're both eating. It's hilarious.
Oh, when he gets Shatner on the ground and just starts pummeling him
Yeah.
with what the kids would call ground and pound today.
Right, yeah, classic UFC or EFC, as I call it
EFC,
now.
right? EFC, exactly. Yeah. It's like,
It's the EFC.
yeah, and I mean Shatner's face is just covered in like red corn syrup, or
Yeah, so funny.
yeah, and you think like that's it, like he's beating him up, and that's it. He's gonna be,
Yeah, it's like, oh wow, that's pretty. I wouldn't say we're intense, but it's pretty like out there. It's just
yeah.
like,
But then they end up in this pond. Like I think like Speakman was like kind of dragging him to the pond, or
yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah,
it was a pretty brutal fight. It's just
yeah.
like,
And so they're in the pond, and Shatner gets a couple hits in at this point while they're in the water. But eventually, Speakman gets the upper hand and finally like gets a hold of him, starts like drowning him.
yeah,
Um,
he like kills them. It's like
yeah, yeah, just in
I
cold
forgot
blood,
he
just
died in it.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
so you don't have the guts to do it. It's like, I guess I do. He killed. He
right.
killed Cardell.
Yeah, which I've never understood that being the line. When somebody's like got a gun pointed at me, or somebody's like strangling me or trying to drown me, the last thing I want to say is you don't have the guts to do it, right? Like why would you want to egg somebody out? Like that's like it's like that Christmas Story movie or something like that where you're daring somebody to do something. It's like I
That
triple
movie drives
dog
me.
dare you to kill me. It's like I'm not. Why would you do that?
Yeah, I hate A Christmas Story. I hate that movie. I know it's a controversial opinion,
Yeah.
but I hate that movie.
Mm. Oh no, my wife and I are fans. We do like the whole,
Right.
Christmas day. Like, yeah, we do a few showings. Letterbox only lets you pick one at a time, but
Oh,
yeah,
wait, really? What do you
yeah.
mean?
So you can when you log in on Letterbox. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear. There's like banging going on outside. I think somebody's like
Okay.
unloading something out of their car or something. But
Was it
uh
going beep beep beep?
no, it's like banging. It's like they're like I don't know. They're like unloading like aluminum siding or something. I don't know what the hell's going
Of
on
course
out
they
there.
are at this
Right?
late hour.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. But no, yeah, with Letterbox, you can only log a movie once per day. So like if you watch a
Oh,
movie
really?
5 times in a day, you can't log all 5 of those ones. You can only
Oh,
log it
really?
once. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because I set up my movies really for the week on Letterboxd. That's why I'm gonna be rewatching Intent to Kill again,
Oh, yes.
Tracy Lords,
Yeah.
and Angel of Destruction again. I watched a lot of Maria Ford this year. I'm on like number 5 or 6.
Nice, nice.
But what does it say? Yeah, I know. I've never liked Christmas Story. I know it's a controversial opinion. Just something about it drove me up.
Yeah. No, I get it. I totally, the thing that works about it for me is I just love the narrator, and I love Darren McGavin. They're just, but the narrator, who's like the guy who wrote all this stuff, the way he says stuff is just, hilarious. Like I don't know, there's something about that his style of I know he as a writer, he was influential on a lot of comedians like Jerry Seinfeld. Yeah. Yeah, so he has a certain style to him.
I guess. Is there a Christmas Story too?
There was, yeah. So HBO was like a direct to HBO movie, and it's not bad, but again, because that guy passed away, the guy who wrote the original stories, he passed away. I don't know what, like sometime in a little while back. So he doesn't do the narration or anything
Oh,
like that, unfortunately.
is Billingsley in the second one?
Billingsley is in it, yes, yeah.
Okay,
So
he needs a
yeah,
job.
I didn't realize Billingsley is he was in the Iron Man movies, and he was also in the second Spider-Man movie. He reprises his role. You don't recognize him because he's bald. He's like they shaved the top of his head so he looks like he's balding. I mean, in real life, he has a full head of hair, but his character was balding, so I didn't recognize him. But he's like doing Marvel movies. He's like in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
It's amazing that he
Yeah.
is. Wasn't he? I think wasn't he in a garbagey movie, Pierre Billingsley?
Oh, he had to be, right?
I thought he was. I mean, like, I gotta double check. I thought he was in a garbage, or Junko. I gotta
Yeah.
take a look. So we take a
Yeah,
quick look.
you feel like something like that would, yeah, have to.
Oh,
But
here it is. Okay, so he is in an episode of LA Heat. The PM
oh
show.
yes, the PM show. That's right. That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
and Arcade.
Hmm.
So was that an Albert Pun movie?
Oh, if you're right, with
Yeah,
Megan Ward and Seth Green,
yeah,
I
yeah.
believe,
So
right?
he did jump onto a Goofy movie, we'll say.
Yeah.
So, would have never seen a Goofy movie. That's a kid. That was a movie that was popular. A Goofy movie.
Oh,
Uh,
right, right.
Goofy, Gorsh.
Yeah.
He's like he just said it in a normal way. It's like, hey, yeah, Gorsh. He just says Gorsh a lot.
Yeah.
It's like, So he's a dog, right? Goofy.
Yes,
I always
yeah, I
wonder if he's a
believe so.
dog
I don't know what Goofy is supposed to be. That's a
because
good
he has a
question.
son, so I don't know. But son's like maybe half human. I don't. I shouldn't look into that. That's like Reddit stuff again. It's like
Yeah,
Goofy versus Superman. But it's like
yeah.
who would win? But it's like
Well, that's
Goofy
always an
versus
interesting thing. So Goofy, it says, apparently, yeah, he's not. What does it say? It says he's an anthropomorphic dog, according to Wikipedia. Um,
uh,
but yeah, I guess he's technically supposed to be a dog. That's what the deal is. Canine is Goofus. That's what the type of dog he is. So that's the breed of dog. So yeah, I had no idea. I guess that makes sense, but
but yeah, they go back to the fight Leonard for yeah, I would it's a great fight, I think. It's like it
it's
ends up becoming
beautiful.
it's a great, fantastic fight. Hopefully John Cross will talk about Landon Free on the PM podcast soon.
Yeah, I
I'm
agree
more
because
watch it.
yeah, I don't know if Land of the Free itself is like a top 10 PM flick because of just so many great movies that they have. But that scene at the end, I mean, just the fact that it's Speakman and Shatner overall,
Yeah,
it's just that stuff I think is just really good. It's one of those ones. It's your classic PM that's like it's just 90 minutes of fun. It'll
yeah.
get you there.
I gotta rewatch it. But I know I have I blue or not Blu-ray, it's not Blu-ray. I have a DVD somewhere. I think it's like near me. And if I just look up, I think I
Yeah.
would see it. But just yeah. When I was rewatching the fight, like I got to rewatch the whole movie. I watched it ages ago.
Yeah.
And, William Shatner, he does the con circuits
Oh,
because
yes.
if he
Yeah, get him to sign that.
oh he'd be signing that. I don't have Shatner. I have that, and I have Falcon Down. You ever
Mm,
see the movie?
I don't think
Uh,
I have seen that one.
it's one of these like Philip J. Roth movies. You ever seen one of those? It's just
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I
well,
know
I
him.
just watched Interceptor Force
Oh,
finally.
nice. Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah.
Because finally Richard Pierce is going to be back on the podcast
Oh,
this week
nice. Nice. Oh, good.
after much scheduling stuff. And his new
Yeah.
movie just came to Lifetime, Abducted in the Everglades with Tori Spelling.
With Tori Spelling. Yeah, because he showed that she was on a show with Mario Lopez and
Yeah,
Mario Lopez mentioned the movie. He's like, oh, cross that off the list. Mario Lopez talking about one of my
yeah,
movies.
he gets it. He gets it. And did you happen to see? Oh, he's still there.
Yeah, 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 I'm here. Yeah.
There's a weird blank screen.
Uh,
Um, his His birthday was just the other day, right? And then his wife got him Eric Roberts as a cameo,
Oh, I saw that. Yes, that was awesome.
and
Yes.
it was great because it wasn't really like in the shot. It was so funny.
Right.
It's so
Right.
Eric Roberts. It's
It
like,
was. Yeah. Yeah. You gotta love that. And like the fact too that like he was like, I don't even know if he remembers making my movie, you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
because what's also funny about Falcon Down is that because it has Dale Midkiff, William Shatner, Judd Nelson,
Yeah.
Cliff Robertson, and William Zabka.
Right.
Um,
Yes.
people love William Zabka now.
Yeah.
It's like, but let's not forget he definitely fell into the garbage hole.
Yes. Oh
Like,
yeah.
oh my God, if you look, let's see. So just so people forget. Wait, what's this one? Unlawful Passage. Erotic thriller about a rich couple who hires a new sailboat captain who, unbeknownst to them, is a drug smuggler. William Zabka and Lee Horsley. Who's that?
Oh, Lee
But
Horsley. Lee
yeah.
Horsley was he was Matt
Oh,
Houston,
Sword and the
Sword and the
Sorcerer.
Sorcerer. Right. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That was it. So, um, I need to look into that movie. But besides that, if you look at, he did Street Fighter 2, right? William
Yeah.
Zabka. And then he did High Voltage, the Interceptor 4. It's like, uh-oh. Then you
Right.
got Python, Falcon Down, Ablaze,
Oh, Ablaze.
Epoch,
Yeah, that one we've reviewed on the site. Yeah.
yeah, Epoch, Mindstorm, Human Weapon, Project Human Weapon with Judge Reinhold,
Yeah.
Gale Force, Hypersonic, Python 2, Land Speed. He's like, oh my goodness. And then he came back a little bit for Hot Tub Time Machine. And then
Right.
now he's okay. But I mean, like, wow, what a run. It's
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah. As the kids would say, right? That's a great like what 10 movie run, 5 movie run, whatever.
that
Yeah.
movie, in the junkie department. Like, oh my goodness.
Well, and you also did right. You mentioned High Voltage. That's Isaac Florentine film I haven't reviewed yet. So
Oh, you haven't seen that yet. Okay.
yeah, and I forget that he also was in
Okay.
Power Within,
Oh, he
PM
does.
entertainment flick. So I guess that's his 1 PM flick, right? Is that would be his one?
Yeah, he's the villain, and it's him versus Ted Jan Roberts. If I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Which
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
I've
fun.
got to see that one. That's I think it's the only that one in the second Magic Kit I haven't seen yet for Ted Jan Roberts on
Yeah, I've never
PM.
seen Magic one. I have a copy. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh,
How is
that's
Magic?
good. That's good. You have a copy. It's a weird one. So it's what's funny about it is it's like you got the guy who played Flounder in Animal House. He's like this degenerate uncle that they just kind of like ship the kids off to Ted Jan Roberts and his sister, and then his girlfriend Flounder's girlfriend is played by um oh the mother on Charles in Charge. So
Oh,
um
I just watching that show. So,
yeah. And so, like, I mean, there's all this weird stuff. Like so the sister, the older sister, Ted Jen Roberts' older sister, she's supposed to be like 15. And everywhere she goes, like, all these adult, gross guys are hitting on her. And at no point are people like, hey, adult guys shouldn't be hitting on a 15-year-old. It's like other things, like, like the mom from Charles in Charge is like, the lady said she doesn't want to talk to you or something like that. It's like, no, the lady's 15. 20, 30 something surfer guys on Santa Monica Pier should not be hitting on her. So you get that weird stuff, but then also Ted Jan Roberts, it's like nobody can really fight him. He's just like beating the crap out of all kinds of it, which is kind of funny. And then you get some Don the Dragon Wilson as well.
oh, that's great. Does he play himself or is he a
He
character?
plays himself, yeah. So he's like Ted Jan Roberts' idol. So
Well,
like
how could
yeah, like the whole idea is that Flounder is a former film
Flounder?
agent who used to be Don the Dragon Wilson's agent, and so he tells Ted Jan Roberts that he can get him a meeting with him, and ends up not being able to do it. It's not until the very end when there's a big bar brawl, and, Don the Dragon Wilson just happens to be at the bar that they're brawling in.
Did you see Tiger Heart?
No, I don't think so. No, is that another Ted Jan Roberts?
Yeah, there's a very, very brief cameo by Matthias Hughes. It's very odd.
Yeah.
Just to go back to him for a second. But yeah, that's the end of the fight there. Don't think anything else.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in terms of like what we've got next, we're thinking about maybe doing Cusack on the skids.
Yeah. So we have Pursuit,
which is
first.
Yeah, and Pursuit was one that we had been meaning to do for a while, and I missed it before I had a chance to see it. Before it left, it ended up on the what we call the Stars Purgatory. But now it's on Prime.
Yeah, it should still be there, I think.
Yeah.
Did you check it? Or
it does. It looks like it's there. It looks like it's there.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's good. And then we've got we're thinking about maybe doing River Runs Red, which has Cusack, Taye Diggs, George Lopez, a Hemsworth brother.
Yeah, so that should be a hit. I'm just waiting for Gunner to come out. That's perfect for us, Gunner.
Right. Yes.
Stars also had in Purgatory that movie with Morgan Freeman, star of Gunner, nothing else.
Oh, and right.
And star of Edison Force and nothing else. 97 minutes, or what's it called? Or 97 seconds, or
we did 97 minutes, right? We did that one.
Wait, that was Alec Baldwin. What's this other one? It was like 87 minutes or something, and it was Morgan Freeman and Josh Hutcherson. Did you hear of this one?
Let's see. Morgan Freeman. Yeah, he's definitely on the skids, right? I mean,
Morgan Freeman's on the skids. I mean, it's hard to even.
57 seconds. 50
that
seconds.
Was it 57 seconds.
Yeah.
And that was in Stars Purgatory.
Yeah.
For a little bit. Then now it's straight up gone. But that looks interesting because you got Josh Hutcherson. He's kind of a goof.
Yeah. Right. Like, how did Josh Hutcherson fall? So, like he was doing kind of bigger stuff, but I guess there's no more Hunger Games movies to make, so maybe that's the problem.
Now I guess he's hungry for work, so he'll do. He did Long Gone Heroes, which I did watch.
Yeah,
and it was like he's very kind of silly, and the Beekeeper. Did he watch? He's in the Beekeeper.
Oh, he's in the Beekeeper. Okay, I've got
to see that.
Is he? Okay, I've got to see the Beekeeper. I just need to catch up on all these Stathams. That's really the big one.
Yeah, and it's on Prime Video. The Beekeeper.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I think Statham has a deal with Prime.
Josh Hutcherson, he's fun, and Jeremy Irons. I think you'll enjoy the Beekeeper. And then there's a new movie that's coming out soon, which you talked about in the last pod, which is Working Man.
Yes.
I mean, I hope it looks good. I mean, it looks like classic Statham. I mean, he's still making them. It's just
He's still getting after it, yeah, and I mean, yeah, like, almost like even though, like, The Beekeeper and The Working Man aren't connected at all, like, I feel like I've gotta catch up on my Statham before I go see that, right? Like, I gotta
yeah, I know. It's like one of these like Marvel shows you watch where you watch the Eternals or something.
yeah,
Like you say, you gotta catch up on all of his other job movies.
yeah.
It's like, oh, now I get it. Okay, he's a working man now. It's just like,
Exactly, exactly. Now he does there's a Beekeeper too in pre-production,
oh, nice.
so and then Fast X, like, we don't have a date for that at all. That one's in pre-production as well, Fast X Part 2.
Yeah, I love
Um,
CGI Diesel in that in the first one.
yes,
And
yeah,
Jason
man.
Momoa, best.
Yeah, it's funny, like, it's interesting what's gonna happen, I wonder, with this Fast X series, but it's like, by the time they get the second part out, it's just gonna be like, Statham might be the one who's, like, the best star out of, like, everybody else is, like, will have fallen off so much that it's like
I know. Well, what's going on with Luda? Ludacris. He doesn't do the garbages. Why isn't Ludacris not doing the garbages?
because you know what it is? I think he does a better job. Well, because the difference between Ludacris and Tyrese, I think, is that more of Ludacris's money. He makes more money from his music. So Tyrese only had like
Good.
one album, one or two albums, whereas Ludacris had like these big, platinum selling albums. Like the music gets used in things. I mean, he did do insurance commercials, so he's doing commercials. But yeah, he's not doing the junky movies.
Wait, I know. Wait. What's this thing? John Henry. What's this?
Also, we do
Terry
have
Crews.
maybe we do have some Ludacris junkers. We just
And
haven't been looking for them.
it's not on the streamers. John Henry and Terry Crews, and he's out for revenge.
Oh, that
Oh,
could be.
now we're talking.
Yeah, that
Okay.
it came out in 2020, so that would have been like during the pandemic period. But
Oh,
s-
it's on the streamers. There's a trailer. Oh, it's like I'll look it up later on
but
the.
yeah, because John Henry, right? He's based off of uh the character, right? Isn't that based off of a um like not an urban legend, but a folk tale?
Right, because remember, that reminds me. Well, not only there's that Steel movie with Shaq, he plays like John Henry Steel.
That's right.
There was Tall Tale. Maybe people will remember this and people hear that title again.
Right.
You ever see Tall Tale?
No, I haven't.
It's a movie from the '90s. I think it's called Tall. Yeah, it has Patrick Swayze and Oliver Platt and and also John Henry's beeping into my phone. But we'll finish the pod shortly. Um, so I don't know if you've ever seen that movie.
No, I haven't seen Tall Tale. No, that sounds interesting though.
Yeah, I remember when it was coming out in the '90s.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this thing looks like it could be interesting. This John Henry movie. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I'm
only an hour and a half long. It's right now. It's not on anything. It's only to rent on Prime. So I think we need to get it on some free streamers here. But um,
yeah, I'm on
and
the
of course,
case.
the first user review I see is what a mess of a film, which sometimes
Oh,
that can be good and bad, right? You never know with
yeah,
that one.
true. That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah,
User reviews on IMDb.
there's not many. You said.
No, I said like the user reviews on IMDb. They can be interesting, right? They can,
Yeah, sometimes they get tough, but sometimes people get it, people don't. I mean,
right?
the review I saw on what Metacritic said was lead-footed thriller. I mean, I'll look into this movie later tonight.
Yeah, yeah. We can kind
But
of see what happens there.
yeah, I can probably let you go in a minute. I can do
Well,
some.
yeah. Do you want to do your plugs here?
Well, first of all, I'll say thanks for having me on again. Let's do
Yes,
that.
absolutely. Yeah, this was another fun one. It's always a kind of a nice surprise when we get a good movie like Last Kumite. Something we can be like, hey, we had fun with that, because a lot of times it is like 90 minutes, two 90-minute slogs. So to get the good
Right.
movie, that helps.
Exactly. Um, Let me see. Oh wait, plugger. So ComeuppanceReviews.net is the website. Should still be up. And then it's also on Facebook under the website name. Ty Comeuppance is the Twitter X, and Ty Action Rocks is the Instagram handle. I posted Mexico City today.
Oh, nice.
Robert Patrick. It's not a good movie at all. It's like it was good. That was a movie. That was a slog.
Yeah,
It's just not good at all. Just skip it.
yeah.
Like
No, that makes
it's
sense.
weak. But we'll be posting. I like to play games too with video. So usually I don't put a video up ever. So
Oh,
I
nice.
I will post Interceptor Force 2 with and Ernie Hudson as the major. And I took a picture of that. His name's actually
Nice.
Major Mackenzie in the movie, but they just say the Major
The
in the.
Major. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah,
He's barely in it.
you gotta love Ernie Hudson in those 90s, 2000s junkers for
Yeah, he's
sure.
kind of odd in it. Like he doesn't want to be there, but he has to
Right.
be professional. Look at Best of
Right.
the Best 4 without warning.
Yeah.
Like he's fighting Philip Ree. Which now, if I do go to Chiller, Gina Gershon will be getting Best of the Best 3, No Turning Back.
Yeah,
Now,
she needs to sign that. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Dee Wallace Stone's also in that movie, and she's supposed to be coming to these cons that we might
Oh
go.
man.
So
You
she's
get them to
also
sign
getting
that.
Best of the Best 3, No Turning.
Oh, you get that thing signed with more than one signature on it. That would just be amazing.
That no one's ever had that. That has to be the only time.
Yes, exactly. That's perfect. Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Ty, this was another fun conversation.
Yeah, it was.
Thank
It
you
was a
for
lot of fun.
coming on, and
Oh, you're
yeah,
welcome.
absolutely, and
So,
thank you everybody for listening. We'll be back
oh
soon.
yeah,
Yeah,
people are listening to that. Yep.
that's right. Exactly. Yes, exactly. All right. Bye, everyone.
Exactly. Hey, bye
Yeah.
bye.
Bye, bye.
Bye.